You're beautiful but unsatisfied since day one. You were getting teased and it scarred you when you were young. Now you're getting older and you've been on the grind. Your paper off the scale so you feel like it's time. So you got a nose job, that's the primary thing. People tease you as a kid and for some reason you hit. Always into high fashion, girl, you heavy like lead. Liposuction out your shell like a chicken and egg. Feeling confident but now you're becoming obsessed. First your nose, then your weight, now your butt and your breast. It's a vanity fair, cosmetic overdose. Fiending for a next operation like it was dope. Now you feel the need to skin pill, your skin's no good. But if those around you were real, they'll tell you the truth. Just because you spending thousands, that don't make it alright. Had one problem, now it's many going under the knife. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on. Vanity Fair. Yeah. Changing one or two things, cool, girl, do you? Do you wanna be beautiful and look like you? Or do you wanna look like someone you saw in a magazine or video, but not in the raw? I like nice shaped bodies, bikinis Brazilian, but too much of anything just isn't appealing. Some people spend a lifetime, even a million. No grace like those unhappy with chilling. A girl with a big butt, big lips, small hips is what we all love to see, and men dream about this. There is nothing wrong with getting something broken fixed. Some women get a breast job cause cancer assists. Some women want to please their man and insist. And a woman really loves you if she wants to do this. But abuse ain't the same as intention was cared. So be careful of the drug called the Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, look at your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on.
Do I have audio now? Let's see if I have audio. My speaker thing was deciding to be a mess. Let me know if you can hear me before I start saying hi to everybody, please. Let me know. Hey, y'all. Okay, give me a second. I think you guys... Okay, thank you. I thought I fixed it, but I wasn't sure. All right. We're going to hop right into it. First and foremost, I just need to address L. I didn't see the light. I've seen the light all along. I just held back for months and months and months because it was necessary. You're all messy. I want nothing to do with any of you. You have done nothing but spread misinformation and harm Marvan's story because of your hatred for other people involved in this. You're no different than the rest of them. No, LB. LB's doing it live. Like, these games that they play, nope. Not for me. Not for me. Anyways, let's get going. So I brought up last night that there was safety concerns, that this has been a problematic pattern of behavior, that there are actual safety concerns that are being overlooked. And people are like, huh, what do you mean? Oh, that wouldn't be the case. Well, we're just going to walk it through because here it is. In the game that's being played right now of the distractions, y'all, you need to chill because I'm not going to address Navy. He's like the antis to me. If you can't say it with your whole chest on YouTube and don't have to run to Twitter, I mean, that's what it is. And as far as the term henchman, since that seems to really bother you, y'all displayed your asses right in my chat. I didn't need to, nothing else. As soon as I speak, which my words were completely misconstrued per normal out here, the term henchman comes to mind because look at the comment section. Nothing more. Nothing less. Do I take it back? Nope. I'm not playing games. Not going to do it. So we're going to get back to it. And I'm going to show you. Here's one of the safety concerns. So first we're going to watch from Queen Bee's. We're going to go over here. Actually, no, we're going to go to his first. We'll go to his first. I'll do that one first. Let's go. So this is from a day ago. So he had gotten, let me read you the message. Supposedly, now I'm going to say supposedly because there is no proof of this letter existing. There is nothing that this was actually done. This is just, it's not. Hold on. So he tags Queen Bee in a community post. Let me show you a big screen. You can go look at this on his community post. And he says, Queen Bee, just to inform you, JLR brought you up in a letter he sent my mother after he and Betty doxed them. More clickbait terms. Okay. The letter is pure harassment. So I wanted to inform you of this. Can't be bothered with the message. Can't be bothered with the call. Can't be bothered with having your mods reach out to her mods. You can't be bothered with any of that, can you? You make a community post saying that the letter that includes her name is full of harassment by a known crazy person on the internet. Make this make sense. Anyways, I'll explain live. And if you want to jump on your panel for a couple minutes or talk to you off air, let us know. Uni. Again, he's famous. There's ways that you have to go about contacting him. I mean, I've talked to creators that have 1 million plus and they do all of their stuff themselves. So it's just really ironic and funny to me. But this isn't funny. This isn't cute. This isn't funny. This isn't none of this shit. You are tagging her in a fucking community post. Not only that, a known person that is supposedly, again, mailing you a handwritten letter. You couldn't be bothered to get a screenshot of that letter and send it to her if she's concerned in it. You couldn't be bothered, right? Oh, hail uni. He couldn't be bothered that a mom with children is mentioned in a handwritten letter that was mailed to supposedly his mother's house. Why would it go there? I mean, there's all sorts of questions that should be asked here. But anyways, and you don't have the goddamn time, but you have the audacity to make a post and take her in it. Okay. Not only that, you have the audacity to do this. Sorry.
I've got the wrong live chat loaded. I am so sorry, guys. I just am not ready to stream this early. I had to
You couldn't be bothered. You weren't ready to do this, but you're going to go through.
So if you're inside the gaming room and you don't mind how
we're going to probably
expensive, my favorite is, of course, the grapefruit.
Yeah.
An argument that by showing the utter ridiculous in this ridiculousness, it's a weird word. The utter ridiculousness, that's a
By the way, this all falls under fair use content based on my opinion only, based on the facts. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
To certain dramas. All I know is check the community tab. You'll have your answers very soon. And this is typically a prediction.
I just checked your community tab. Where's the proof, Uni? You out here doing the same shit all the other tragedy pimps are doing. You're talking shit out your mouth and not even having the audacity to let anybody that is supposedly mentioned in this know. You needed content that bad, dude? Or was this part of the, I need to be played or seen as the victim because I'm about to get my ass exposed because I've been doing a whole bunch of shady shit? I mean, that's what I feel, but.
Predictable kind of thing. I'm not going to go into it because I'll get in trouble. So I'm going to move on. Why are you really here? Is it to stop tragedy pimps? Is it to stop tragedy pimping? Or is it?
First and foremost, tragedy pimp, the term tragedy pimp is ridiculous. Ain't nobody gonna, totally stop them on our own. None of us are going to be a fucking hero on a white horse riding in on this fucking like, oh, hero complex. There's a lot of that going on out here. A lot of egos that need stroked. A lot of people that think that they are going to be able to be the one responsible and they're going to be so famous. I mean, you can remember back to the days that when we started this whole thing, Uni was like, oh, when we have millions of subs, all that shit. The whole level of distortion here is insane.
To laugh at tragedy pimping, because here we laugh at it.
You laugh at it, but you cry like a bitch as soon as they poke back. What is it? Which one?
That's what we do. And personally, some people will make an argument that by showing the utter ridiculous in this ridiculousness, it's a weird word. The utter ridiculousness, you know, that's a TV show on MTV. It's a really good one. The utter
Hey, Elizabeth, I hope you're having a wonderful Monday too.
Ridiculousness of the tragedy pimping situation. The whole idea that these people think that they can be the most disrespectful, stalky, doxing, lying kind of, they think they can fool.
And what? Anything else? So JLR, let's put it out here like this. You poked JLR. And you knew what was going to come from it. The history repeats itself. What I also find interesting is you can do a quick search on YouTube and find letters about or content about said letters that have previously been sent. I've got questions.
Fool us, right? By going out, and they do fool a few people. And that's, I think, why it's okay to laugh at what they're doing and to look at the utter ridiculousness of it. But regardless, I'm not here to play games with tragedy pimps that are complete and utter frauds and liars. I'm here to laugh.
Those are some pretty big allegations.
At them, to make videos about what they're doing.
That's not what you've been doing.
You know, all I can do is try to make the best decision humanly possible.
Wah, wah, wah.
For me, my family, for my life, because I do have a life. As much.
Really? You've sure developed quite the life on YouTube over the years, haven't you?
Which is maybe some people would think that I only have a YouTube existence. That's just not true.
Oh my God. We all have lives. Get the fucking point.
I would find my existence, my life pretty unhealthy if I only had a YouTube existence. If that's all that mattered, I would be pretty.
I think it's pretty much obvious to most of us that this matters to you a lot. So let's not just cut the shit.
Unhealthy, I think. And if you actually go look at YouTubers who have achieved success and put all their time into YouTube, you'll find that they hit this wall called burning out. And that's what I try to avoid. I find that healthy balance.
This isn't called burning out, by the way. This is called done with the fuck shit.
Because back in the beginning, I did burn out. I have burned out before, y'all. And I was...
You know what? Yeah, you have burnt out. Every time you start getting called out on your bullshit, you burn out and you disappear and go onto a different platform. It's historical. You don't have to take my word for it. You can go back and search the videos and find it yourself.
Extremely successful before I burned out. That's why I burned out.
Dude, stop. Just stop. Just stop.
Because I wanted to keep that going. I was Rakita Law. I will always quote Rakita Law, whom I think is a pretty good dude, actually. Some people don't like him. I think he's hilarious.
Name dropping attorney.
He's a great, entertaining streamer. And he has this quote that on YouTube or in social media, on the internet, basically. Okay, you can apply it to the entire internet. When an opportunity happens for you, like your video is very successful, you get a bunch of new viewers. It's a door opening. Now you also have to choose to walk through that door. And everybody knows how it's such a perfect metaphor because everybody knows it's really scary. If you don't know what's on the other side of a door, right? And you have...
You knocked on that door. You walked up to that door with JLR and knocked on the door. You got an open door. And now you...
No idea who is there. You know, no idea what could be there. And you know that anything could be there. It's not like you're at a mansion and there's all this rich stuff around and you're like, what's behind that door? Oh, no. Utter chaos. You are in utter chaos. Anything can be beyond that door. And that's why on YouTube, it's you walk through that door. It isn't the...
Again, He tagged Queen Bee, said, I've got this letter, and here we are, 8 minutes in, nothing so far.
Most pleasant experience. You have no clue what's going to happen.
Spin in circles.
There are patterns, though.
Really?
There are patterns. I make predictions.
You make pretty shitty predictions usually.
Yet to be wrong. I have
That's a pretty bold statement, but we'll show you how many times you've been wrong.
predicted the dumbness that happened in our
Okay.
community lately. But I also predicted that JLR is, what did I say? Before I showed you some of his videos, because I hadn't seen a lot of his videos since back.
But you do your own research, right? You know your content. I bet your mods gave you all of those videos, didn't they, Uni?
Like maybe a few years after it happened, and it happened in let's see here. I am talking about JLR. I did a video that set him off, which was where I played his videos. And the Brandy Brook incident was in December of 2012. See, I should know that by now. Something that I covered a lot as a debunker on.
Here's another claim to fame.
The platform, something I tried my best to correct the lies on because I thought it was an important subject and people were exploiting it. And what's sad is that people are still exploiting it.
We'll come back to the term exploitation in a little bit.
But they're also exploiting any other incident like it. Now, back then, when you would say that, now that.
Speaking of exploiting or dragging something out, can we get to the point here?
That's back when smartphones first hit the market, right? It's in the first few years of smartphones. This is before every phone was a smartphone. Everybody had a smartphone, and these platforms and social media as a whole was a lot smaller, even though it was massive. And
okay, sorry, I can't.
Started to do my doc.
Oh, him and these fucking documentaries.
Or anyone that was correcting misinformation or anyone that was putting out misinformation at that time around this topic of this horrible incident knew what he was doing. And no one ever thought he would come back to the internet. Nobody ever thought he would show his face again. Okay. So if he is going to show his face again, how in the world, unless he's going to go play some video games, unless he's going to just sit and do some content, if he's out there.
Sorry, all the kids at the store. So she's like, do you want this? Do you want this kind of? Do you want, what kind of melatonin do you want? Do you want pill or gummy? Sorry. Okay. We haven't missed anything yet though here. Maybe he'll land the plane. We're 11 minutes in.
They're doing anything related to missing people, tragedies, or anything else. You can bet your ass I'm going to talk about it. Okay. Now, what they're trying to do, and I say there as in, and it's pretty funny because in the letter that JLR sent my family member to their home, no, not my home, their home.
Okay, so he's going to try to rile you up and tell you how dangerous this potentially could be. Oh my God, he sent a letter to my mom's home. Why would it go there, Uni? Why? You tell me. I'll pour a Laura. I'll wait.
He,
actually, I don't have to.
Listed names of YouTubers. I guess you could call them YouTubers. Betty was mentioned. Bullhorn Betty.
Talk about backhanded slap. I guess you could call them YouTubers. Queen Bee is definitely a YouTuber. Totally a YouTuber. If you're considered a YouTuber, she's a fucking YouTuber. If Betty's considered a YouTuber, I mean, you are. So, sure.
Betty. Molly was mentioned. Molly Go Lightly. There were names there that I don't even know what the hell it was. Like I'm sitting there listening to, because I haven't picked up this letter and looked at it.
You haven't picked up the letter and looked at it. You just listened to it. But instead of, making sure that what the letter actually said, the names that were actually mentioned, it's 2023. I'm as techie as you are. I find it really hard to believe that your family members don't have cell phones that could have screenshot a picture of said letter, allegedly, and sent it. Again, you are risking other people's safety for fucking content. But we won't even just stop here. I'm just going to go to the most current and walk it back.
because I don't live there. I'm not there. But
mods, I don't know who's in here today, but I have a zero tolerance of the bullshit. Any conversation about Navy or them trying to spin that narrative, we're not doing it. They are trying to distract from the actual problems here and deflect with a whole bunch of bullshit, and a whole lot of people offended over me clarifying that there's not legal definitions behind these terms that they like to use to cultivate their crowds. I don't care. If you're going to take offense to something like that, you got way bigger issues than what's about to happen, because some of you need to buckle up. I do my research and I'm very thorough. And I also know what the fuck I can and can't say. There's that.
know what is said, and I know some of the things that were mentioned. And Queen Bee was brought up. So I know some of you guys watch Queen Bee. I know
Queen Bee was brought up. Now, this sounds to me like, oh shit, I knew the heat was getting up, because Becky's been talking very out loud, very publicly, that I'm on her radar and she's not cool with the fuck shit. So it seems to me like this was kind of trying to solidify and like get himself a little bit of shields. This is my opinion of it. It just seems a little off, like Queen Bee to be mentioned. I mean, if it was more than that, I would assume, you would have put her safety at first hand. Like that would have been the first thing, considering she's a mom with children. JLR has a history of dangerous behavior. Those are your talking points that you try to put in all the time to solidify your arguments.
I know Nick watches my show. By the way, I haven't seen him.
One of her mods. So you're summoning Nick. Nick watches all of us. Nick is everywhere. I love Nick. Nick's a great guy. But you're summoning her freaking I think he's a mod. Somebody that hangs out on her panel. Again, why can you not be bothered to reach out directly to her? I mean, I don't do the direct shit, but about a safety concern, you're damn right. I would have gone to that creator first. But this isn't the first time he's done this either. When somebody doxed Creepshow, again, the term dox is used loosely. According to other people, the name had been exposed on Twitter. Again, the malicious intent takes a big thing. There is no other reason for that information to get dropped into his Discord. But as soon as that information was dropped in the Discord, they deleted it, and then he went live about it. Couldn't be bothered to, mention, oh, hey, Creepshow, you just got doxed in my server. No, you went live and made it into content then, too. And again, I don't care for her, don't care for how they move, none of that shit. I've seen what she's done to other creators out here. Horrible shit. But the facts are the facts, and the history of the patterns repeating are very, very evident.
In a while. Nick, you need to get up here and hang sometime, bro. We miss you. I know I haven't streamed as much lately. I've been doing like earlier streams. I know. But yeah, he mentioned Queen Bee.
Okay, say it again.
Which I thought was very strange, like really weird. And
you know what I find even weirder is that you have the audacity to come out here to your subs and everybody else on the internet and claim that this is factual information. We're supposed to trust you, believe you. But then you're claiming that you have never even seen the letter. And again, you're trying to convince all of us that you couldn't have gotten the screenshot of that letter. There is no way around this, Uni. You fucked up. You made a huge error, and it's been time and time again. This is when you should take a step back and reflect and say, you know what? I did. You don't owe an apology to me over this situation, period, point blank, because I'm not involved. But you absolutely owe Queen Bee an apology. Are you man enough to do it?
And again, I have no clue what he was saying. This man is insane. This man is off his rocker. He's completely insane. And he's completely insane. This man is off his rocker. Sends a handwritten letter, supposedly, to my mom's house, her address, mentions other YouTube creators, other moms on the platform that they have been going at, that they just recently actually doxed. That's correct with Queen Bee. What they did to Queen Bee was actually a technical dox. Again, I don't deal with social media interpretations of the word. I deal with legal definitions and things that actually matter. And Queen Bee was an actual dox. You were not an actual dox. Plus, you were doxed on this platform years and years ago. You have a very large YouTube footprint. And you confirmed said dox. That's your biggest mistake, dude. Biggest mistake. And all of that history still exists. Battling to my mother. He was tattling to my mother, basically saying,
I wonder why, Uni. Wonder why.
I was looking for Sarah Dreyer. I don't hate women. He didn't even say I defamed him. He did not say I defamed.
So now he's saying all this stuff. He hasn't seen the letter. Heard it, though.
Him. He said that I was derogatory toward him. I do think he meant to use the word defamation, right? But for any of you
no, actually, he probably meant to say what he said
out there, let's cut to the damn chase.
Yeah, that would be great.
This man is doing this to intimidate. He's doing this to intimidate me. And because he could not achieve the intimidation that he wanted to achieve, now he's trying to intimidate a family member of mine. And
again, please show the proof of this said letter. I'm sure by this time it's been 2 days that you have said letter in hand or a screenshot of said letter. Again, until you show proof of it, it's allegedly. That's how we deal with shit. It's either proof or it didn't happen.
And I guarantee you that it's not, once he realizes it didn't work, he's going to try to intimidate.
You seem pretty triggered. You seem pretty triggered considering you completely went over everybody else's safety risks. And you're sitting here saying this man is insane. And here you are doing content on it, but couldn't be bothered. You seem pretty triggered. Or is this just the need for content? You seem kind of thin-skinned. I don't know. This is probably going to be a rough week for you. I don't know how you need to handle it with self-care, whatever you need to do. Take a break, whatever you need. But it's time to get honest with people, Uni. And if you're not going to do it, I'll do it for you. Don't push me. And don't try to use your stupid distractions of people that you think I have respect for to come at me. Because that will never happen. And it will never be a thing. If you haven't watched how I move, I don't move anything like you guys. Navy will get ignored just like the other KJ people have been all along. I don't entertain people that are distractions, and the whole point of this. This is about your behavior, not Navy's. I'm totally disappointed in Navy for other reasons. Navy is feeling offense because I decided to explain terms that you guys have misused and totally overused. Again, will never be a thing. This is accountability of how you have acted and how you are moving within the community. We'll get to the dry begging and the grifting part shortly. Let's get through this.
Other family members of mine. This is what he does.
No.
And I'm glad he has
not
decided to show his cards, to show his hand. No, I'm not glad he's.
And yes, just so you guys know, I did reach out to Queen Bee and I did get permission from Queen Bee to play her clip from the other night because I respect Queen Bee. I didn't reach out to Uni. I will never be reaching out to Uni. I mean, he couldn't even be bothered when he was using my content to have any respect for it. So here we are. And by the way, also, it's pretty funny that you call me a liar now. I'll wait. Continue to prove it. I'll wait for the clips of you proving everything that I've lied about. But then I'm going to slap you in the face because if I've lied and you're going to claim that I'm lying now, oh, dude, your fucking content's ruined because without me, you wouldn't have had shit. And that's the truth. Because even the dono girls that were giving you shit that brought you into this, along with Katie, they didn't know half of what was going on because I was never a part of those groups. So you took a lot of bullshit and ran with a lot of bullshit. We stuck to the facts over here. Again, I'm not concerned about you calling me a liar because I'll wait for you to prove all of your claims.
He's doing.
Well, you'll probably be doing this for the next 8 months. You're welcome. You've got content now.
Doing this to my family or myself. I'm glad he has shown his hand. Everybody will tell you that anyone who talks about JLR Betty get threatened. They get threatened. They get.
Okay. So again, he's acknowledging that this is known. So when you talk about them, and again, it's not okay, but when you aggressively go at somebody time and time again, and you poke a bear, unlike you, I wasn't doing Betty content. I was doing Molly content. Betty and Molly are friends. Betty decided to call me one night. You made it into a way bigger deal than it was. I laughed my ass off about it, played it live myself. And you took it and turned it into all this big thing that Betty doxed me and all the shit. You and your cliche terms that you like to use, your clickbait shit, your over misuse of shit is dumbs other people down when serious situations are actually happening. You dumb everybody else's shit down because that's not what it was. Betty didn't fucking dox me. Betty called me on the phone and you could maybe even say like a veiled threat. I didn't take it as a threat. It is what it is. I played it out front. They have horrible behavior, but this is how you do it. You show what they do and you don't fabricate and inflame things for fucking content. If we want things to change, then we've got to hold ourselves to a higher standard than we hold them to.
Attack.
Sorry, I just got an email. It just popped up on my screen and I'm like, oh shit, the internet's going to go on fire today. And by the way, remind me to speak on the Avery thing at the tail end, because I said something and didn't even know what was popping off. And I wasn't directing it to anybody else. I was directing it to Avery, but I'll clarify that at the end. Don't let me forget.
They get all this crazy stuff happens to them. And all these people have stories. In fact, I don't even have to like give a list or pull a bunch of stuff up, because this is just known. It's known to the.
So banking on, he's built trust off of other people's content. Now, this isn't content that he's ever provided that was factual. He's banking off of other people's content that have laid out the facts time and time again of how these people move, how they get through the communities, which is fine. That is totally fine. But again, you are saying that he is this, this, and this. And again, completely disregarded the safety concern of every other person that was listed in said letter, allegedly, that who knows if it exists, what it means, any of that shit. Completely jumped right over that.
Point that both Betty and JLR have no problem at all.
Chronicles of the Shady, I don't care who's loving any of it, because it's not about this, that, or the other thing. What's wrong is wrong and what's right is right. If people want to say he should have never done this shit if he didn't want it blasted, he should have never been doing the shit he's been doing for months if he didn't want it blasted. Uni has a very slimy way of moving and has been for years. And I'm sorry that some of you are just now hearing somebody actually say that. I don't know how, because every community that he's been in, there has always been a problem. There has always been, and Uni is chronically claims to be the victim of all these problems. But going back, the history just doesn't add up.
Admitting, like, you know, as we played Betty saying,
I don't care.
Go after your family. And when she gets really mad.
Chronicles of the Shady, I don't care, because in my opinion, this is shady shit just like JLR would do. And if we can't be comfortable calling it across the board and saying this is fucking wrong and you just did the same thing that Molly and JLR did, how are we any better than them? I don't care.
At the end of that one video, in fact, I think we do need to play Menace's video today. So this is good, because I've been wanting to play it, and it's going to really show a little bit of it'll show a little bit of you know,
what
a little, let's say, explanation here. It'll help you understand what's going on. So let me go ahead and pull him up. But there it is. All right. Oh, no, not the full movie. I keep forgetting that there is a damn Menace to So.
I don't know why they would feel comfortable, because they're still responsible for the same behaviors. Like, they've never taken Uni seriously to begin with. And I'm just going to say that out front. Molly's not scared of Uni. That's why Molly threatens Uni and runs him around for content, because it's easy. And I'm just going to say it front and foremost. Molly has never been concerned about anything that Uni says, because Uni regurgitates everybody else's stuff. She's not concerned or threatened by Uni whatsoever. She just likes to toy with him like a little puppet. That's all she's been doing the entire 10 months. And I'm sorry, it is what it is. She has not, like, she thinks this is all a laughing matter. She looks at all of us like the people that really trigger these people are Burnt Toast, Queen Bee. Those people that have historical, can write it, go back, and they're extremely detailed and thorough. Those people are intimidating, in my opinion, because they have facts, receipt. They can tell you the same thing. Their stories don't change. That's intimidating for them. This type of inflated stuff isn't.
Variety. I typed it wrong. It pulled up the movie. You know what? I'm going to have to watch that movie now, because I haven't seen it in
Jennifer,
forever.
don't even get into that yet.
Okay, I got Menace's video queued up. I guess I'll go to the chat.
You know what? I'm so glad to hear you say that too. Thank you for coming in and telling me that you subbed because of Uni. If you decide to unsub because of Uni, that's your choice. You guys are all adults. I am not holding anybody hostage. I'm not asking you guys to unsub to Uni. I'm not stupid like that. Like, that's just some petty bullshit. But the ripple effect has begun. They started to do their whole thing. I don't move like this. You guys are absolutely adults. Like, you're welcome to be here. You're welcome to have a difference of opinion. You just won't be disrespectful to the people in my comment section because of his narrative.
Jessica says, I hope you report his stalking ask to law enforcement.
Hey,
Please
Nana.
be careful. That is happening Monday. And I'm kind of being forced to go directly to
Natalie. Why don't you go ask Molly that? I'm serious. Go ask her that. I encourage you because I have seen the conversations. She is not afraid of any of us. She thinks that we're all blowing smoke. Molly lives in Molly's world. Molly is not about this shit. She doesn't, that's her game. Trust me. I wouldn't say that if I didn't know the conversations that go on.
To my lawyer with this by a family member.
God.
So, and I need to fix my.
The lawyer shit, Uni. The lawyer. How do you afford to have a attorney on retainer? The VA provides you one, but they don't handle social media disagreements like this. They have local VA clinics twice a month that you can go get free legal aid service from. You can ask your questions, all of that. They'll give you advice. That is something that veterans have access to, of course, as everybody knows. During the pandemic, most of it was over the phone. I don't know what we're doing here with this attorney thing, but the more you use this, the more you try to claim that this is something that intensifies, like you have this, it actually does the opposite. I hate to say it, but it actually does the opposite. People that have lawyers, people that have legal positioning, they move in silence unless their attorney tells them otherwise. You do a lot of talking and then say, I'm going to contact my attorney after the fact. Huh? If you needed your attorney to look at said letter before you release it, you should have never released it to the public to begin with, because you just put a huge target, in my opinion, on Queen Bee's back. And you haven't even had the audacity to send her a copy of the letter, have you?
Camera. Yes. What happened to my camera? It got messed up, didn't it? Crap. I'm going to have to re-update all of it. Let's do that. Let's do that. And here, let me see if it'll still zoom in there. Okay, that one works. What do you guys think of my painting? I need to ask you that first. Is it a keeper?
God. Can you get to the
or is it too
point?
scary? I showed it to Navy, and Navy said that it was like, it looked like a serial killer type thing or something. Like it was going to jump out of the painting or something. So I'm going to nickname him when Navy is in the. Yeah, because these people, now there was no cease and desist, just so you know. This wasn't some legal thing. There was no request for an interview. Okay.
But I thought that's what you said with the PayPal stuff. I'm so fucking confused.
And basically, it was just a threatening kind of letter. It was
You said the letter was filled with nothing but harassment, basically. So now you're saying it's a threat again, driving home that it's a serious issue, that your family's safety, but again, putting you before everybody else, and then claiming that poor you, the community, poor you. That's not how community works.
Letter that implied things. Like, it's hard to say.
Just like you're implying things right now with no proof.
So, of course, my Discord server wanted the letter. They're like, we want to see it now. And I said, I don't even have the damn thing yet. I haven't gone there to take pictures of it or anything.
This is fucking ridiculous. I haven't gone there to take pictures of it. Uni. Come on, dude.
And if I ask the family member to do it, I'm probably not going to be able to read them. Like, I'll probably get like...
The family member, your mom is what you said. If...
Like, you know, it'll probably be this big and it'll be like, you know...
I'm sure she's completely incapable of taking a screenshot.
But anyway, I have to go Monday and do a few things. And after I see my attorney, I will...
Free legal services. I mean, again, don't care. But this is just... What...
bring the letter to you after I've done that. Unless I'm told I can't.
Okay, of course. Another, I'm going to tell you it exists, but then tell you that my attorney said I can't show it to anybody. Okay.
That's what's going to happen. Sorry.
Yeah.
I have to go get advice before I bring it to you because this man is a psychopath.
You've already brought it to him. You've already brought it to him. And again, you're saying he's a complete psychopath. Meanwhile, tagging Queen Bee and claiming that she's in the letter and other people. The irony.
He thinks, and I promise y'all, it's so nutty. He thought he could tattle on me to my mother.
Uni, dude, you're going to make this way too easy for me. And I honestly, I was telling somebody this morning, like, this is so, like, it has been emotionally exhausting to handle all this stuff, the back ends, especially with the anti-Katie community and the Penelope shit. Like, it has been exhausting emotionally. I felt so refreshed after being able to be honest and like just lay it out with the actual screenshots and their words and the chaos that were going on. It felt like this huge weight had been lifted off my shoulders. So everybody else is out here like running around, scrambling, thinking the internet's melting. And I'm over here like, it's time for the island time. Like, row, row, row your boat. I don't know. I just feel really relaxed, but you're making this way too easy. Way too easy. You expose yourself. Again, I said it when I started. All of you walked in, held your hands up. You had an option of doing it with integrity, with morals, being honest with everybody throughout the entire thing. And you've opted to go this way. And the way you have moved over the last however many years, you claim you've been here forever. For somebody that's been here forever, you know that you are not as insulated as you once would like to think. Your narratives that you try to play everybody with and control conversations with aren't going to work over here. You, again, like to give everybody else chances to be honest, to do these things, to right their wrongs. I'm telling you now, you've got a very slim chance of, or a very short window of being honest, because I don't want to have to. I don't want to. Trust me, I do not want to, because the lies that you have told are so egregious and so extensive that it will be even hard for me to get through correcting some of this stuff. You owe it to your community to do that. I shouldn't have to do that.
And that she would get mad at me, call me and say, Uni Rock Jason, you better not talk.
Cash. It's fucking Cash. By the way, if you haven't met Cash, this is Cash. Cash keeps me on my toes and tells everybody to unsubscribe and unlike and everything. Cash is ours and we love Cash. So watching Cash's comments in the video yesterday, people were taking Cash seriously and I was laughing. I loved it. Thank you so much. Cash. We'll get to the attorney fees and all of that conversation in my doxing videos too. Just wait.
About that poor boy Jonathan anymore. He's trying his best just to go out and find missing people and report on tragedies. That's what he thought was going to happen.
Is it chaos? I didn't even realize that.
By the way, no, my mother does not sound like that. Just so you know.
It might
By the
be.
way, my mother does not. She will kill me if she will watch this, and she will kill me. What he doesn't know is my mother thinks that he should be exposed by people on the internet, whether it's me or anyone else.
So your mom is in the know enough to think that JLR needs to be exposed on the internet, but she can't take a screenshot. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. Construction can walk down the stairs. I mean, I don't even know how this went.
She thinks anybody that goes out there and does what he has done to the poor kids back in 2012 and 2013.
Now mentioning children. Again, knowing that all of us are pretty much moms. A lot of us are. And we've been vocal about this. So we know Queen Bee is a mom. He's mentioning JLR has done horrific things to children. All while once again putting to the side the safety of other people. This is just the most recent situation. We're going to walk it back because there's a lot more than this. But if that doesn't ring or send up red flags to any of the rest of you, we definitely live in two different worlds.
And what he's done, trying to pretend to be a reporter and pretend to be media, and what he's done stalking people, right? Like her, she, Betty, will tell you that, and you're about to see a video. I'm going to play it because Menace has cut it down.
Menace's video. Again, Menace to Sobriety does great content. No hard feelings there. That's a part of his crew. That's totally fine. I'm sure that he'll start doing videos on me too. totally fine. Menace at least has a very tolerable voice to listen to. I can take that shit.
Betty thinks that it's appropriate for him and her to do these kind of things. Why is it then that the people that you're doing it to are not under an opinion that you're stalking and harassing them? They know that factually you are stalking and harassing them. Are you entitled? I thought you respected people's rights, respected people's privacy, respect their rights to speech. No, these are
all of this over a letter that we don't even know if it exists, what the contents of it are, all of this shit. But he is, again, trying to solidify that this is so threatening. This is nothing but harassment. They feel intimidated by this letter. Well, he's saying they're not, but they consider this stalking. But again, not taking into account anybody else but his own needs for content.
These are just catchphrases that you LARPers use to
kind of like the term that you like to use. We'll get into the terms of service too. I can read and comprehend.
Try and get him out from your shit behavior. That's what it is. You think you can go around and be entitled and demand things from others. You think.
How many times a day do you post in your Discord that you need money sent to you there, Uni? You want to talk about entitled? At least these guys do it all out front. They're shady right out front. But that's just not a recent thing either. How many times do you remind them? I haven't heard you do it in this one so far. So good on you for that. Maybe you're actually paying attention to what people are saying. But you feel entitled in the same level. You absolutely feel entitled. And you know what? Your biggest supporters are your mods. And they absolutely not only do all of your work for you, but then they pay you to do the work for you. It's kind of like paying $50 for a fucking wrench almost.
That for some reason you're entitled to the money in your audience's pocket. You think that you're entitled to use people who have experienced tragedies to get your views. Okay? You think
same exact thing you do, which in what we call is re-victimizing the same victims. So you see how easily these people have parted with their money for a concern over a Marine veteran. So they opened their wallets huge to help with that. So then what do? You are doing the same thing in essence. You are, I'm a vet. Oh, if you blah, 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 PayPal.me, I need fresh fruit. I need this, I need that. It's the same type of shit, Uni. It's the same type of shit. The same entitlement. You just move slithery. They move right out front.
Think that you're entitled to have people pay you to go and report on scene on.
I can tell a lot of you feel relieved that I'm finally just saying what I think and providing the facts once again. All I ask is please kind of keep it cute. We don't need to be horrible like they are. We watched the dog piling. I'm not with that. So you guys can criticize him. I've seen horrible things said about me, but let's just kind of keep it cute. It is what it is.
Location, and that you've helped so much. I've asked the same question of every tragedy pimp since I first witnessed a tragedy pimp. This new kind of meme of a tragedy pimp since we started talking with that meme. And my question to them is, show me the result of anything you've done. I want to see the result of your reporting.
Same goes to you. I want to see the result of all these documentaries. And I actually would like to see the spreadsheet of all of this claim to fame that you claim that you busted all these fraud raisers. I would love to see your actual part in these, because every time you guys say that, the only thing that we can find is other content that was done by bigger YouTubers that you kind of banked off or mirrored their content. I don't know exactly the involvement you had, but I would love to see that. I would love to see the actual proof of all these fraud raisers that you have busted or been a part of busting with a county. And I would also like to see the legal documentation that they were actually busted in a legal aspect versus YouTube claiming that it was a victory. Because again, if you're sitting here claiming that you busted a fraud raiser with this Letitia thing, that's not what this is. Because nothing's been busted as a fraud raiser. There's still no legal charges on anybody in the court. So when you claim that you are responsible and you have busted these, I would assume that there's legal charges that have been placed, especially with the amounts of money that you're claiming that you were a part of. I don't know. That's just me, though.
I want to see the result of your investigation. And you should have a literal written investigation. Would you like to see some of my scripts? Okay, I'll show you some.
Scripts? You mean transcripts of other people's content that you mirror?
Because I make videos, right?
We know. Unfortunately.
Let me find, a good one here. I don't know. Like this one, I just is like the second one that I clipped. Would you like to see one? This is literally just the start of one, and it's an extremely short video. Okay, I can show you. Hey, Voodoo, thank you.
Did you just pull up Menace's content? The fuck was that?
Thank you. And Donna, Remy, Medina, and Missouri. Hey, Missouri Country Girl. I love that name. Missouri Country Girl. I love the country. I love the country. I love sitting by a lake
Can we get
or
to the
a creek or a river or whatever and just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like specifically searched. Why would they allow people with such disgust specifically searched? And you should know.
Oh.
I'd love to be able to see the result of your reporting. I'd love to be able to see your achievements in searching for missing people, right? I want to know what quadrant you were assigned when you were working with the big group that was out there.
I have to give JLR one thing. JLR puts on more miles than any of the other people sitting on their ass. He puts on more miles than me, and I'm outside a ton. But that man actually is out there working. He actually gets out and does something. I will say that. Granted, I don't agree with how he does it, but he does get out there and do a whole lot more than sit behind a screen.
Searching.
I won't take that from him. I can't stand the dude, but it is what it is.
I want to know what quadrants you specifically searched, and you should know. You should know. I want to know exactly.
Excuse me? So a veteran, because he's a veteran, I should have more respect for him and not criticize him. That's exactly the problem with this. You guys have been totally trained to think a certain way. This has nothing to do with his vet status or his military affiliation. I confirmed that he was a military member yesterday. That's all the further I will go with that right now. But how is this criticizing his content and his lack of safety of other people harming his veteran? How am I being disrespectful? So veterans can't be criticized? I'm sorry. We got to take that off the table because that is absolutely the most ridiculous bullshit I've ever seen. Camo Queenie, you need to sit down because that is the most ridiculous statement I have ever seen. I have been nothing but respectful of our vets. Can't really say so about other people, though. But we'll get into that. Then you guys can get triggered. But it still won't be, quote unquote, vet bashing. Having questions and criticizing somebody's content, their own words, again, will never be what you're trying to make it into.
How many quadrants you yourself are responsible for searching? I'd like to know how any of the.
I'm going to tell you something here. The vets that I know, the men that have served and done multiple tours and actually been injured, medevaced, actually been in the line, they take this shit super seriously and they would never use that as a cop-out for their poor behavior. And when questioned, they would absolutely just be like, here it is. That's not even what we're doing here. So I don't know why you guys are trying to make it into that. I understand it because this is how he stops narratives. This is how he stops questions being happening. We're not doing that.
These search and rescue teams, why would they allow people with such disgusting records?
Why did they bring it up?
Disgusting public behaviors to go start looking for people that are lost. Because if one of God,
okay, you just brought up somebody's background, their record. I'm going to rewind that for a minute.
When you were working with the big group that was out there searching, I want to know what quadrants you specifically searched, and you should know. You should know. I want to know exactly how many quadrants you yourself are responsible for searching.
God,
I'd like to know how any of these search and rescue teams, why would they allow people with such disgusting records? And disgusting public behaviors to go start looking for people that are lost. Because if God forbid, JLR or Betty find a kid missing.
So because you have a record, you can't volunteer to search for a child. His record is about fraud and identity theft and shit like that. Again, I think he's a terrible person. But that's a real big jump, like a huge jump. Not gonna.
Oh, shut up and stop crying, kid. I'm trying to do a live stream and make money off of the fact that I found you. Stop screaming in the background. Oh, I'm going to choke you. I'm going to choke you. Or how about JLR? Hey, I found the kid. Hey, buddy, meet my friend. Meet my little friend, my little doll friend. Oh, my God, is that a serial killer's head on a little baby? Shut up, kid.
So again, he's talking about JLR, claiming that JLR shouldn't be around kids, all of this stuff. Again, trying to make this point that he is so dangerous and so scary. Meanwhile, again, still not putting it in his head that, oh shit, this is a safety concern. If my family feels this way, Queen Bee probably would feel this way too. Okay, hopefully we can almost be done.
My friend, the serial killer. You know what I'm saying? God forbid either of you would ever find a missing child. For God's sakes. We don't need, they don't need you out there LARPing as reporters or LARPing as rescue. Because you don't just LARP as that. Now you're a detective. Now you're a detective, Betty and JLR.
All right. Chronicles of the Shady. I've never defended JLR. I will never defend JLR. But if you yourself are overlooking what is happening here and claiming that this is a defense of JLR, I think you probably need your ears cleaned out. And not to be rude, but you are missing the critical points here. And I'm very shocked by that. Nobody is defending JLR. Nobody. Why is this a whole pick a side thing type of shit? No. But his past record and we can't make those jumps.
Oh, yeah. Now you're a detective. Now you're a mechanic, right? I mean, there's that meme out there because Betty all of a sudden became like a professional mechanic and then she became, I'm sure JLR fits that bill. Freedom, thank you. My goodness, you guys are too kind. My point here is that JLR is out of his mind. He literally, JLR, I'm not like you.
That's what he does.
I'm not dumb like you. All right. I was at one time dumb, not like you, thank God. But at one time I was dumb. Okay. But thank God for years, I've been doing something instead of doing nothing.
Oh, God.
Okay. I know you're motivated by obsession. You're angry when somebody commentates on you. And you.
Hence Twitter last night, Uni. I didn't watch it because I don't go to Twitter. Twitter is a cesspool of insanity for me. I don't even understand it. But I heard enough of the rant and raves and the David chime in from other people, over somebody criticizing you.
Who could have responded appropriately to my video? Because my video was true. My video used recordings of you. Okay.
Angie,
your words, your actions, and your.
Thank you to all of our veterans in the comment section, all of your family members. We have a lot of military wives around here. We have a lot of active duty members. We have a lot of military in our community. And I thank all of you for your service. I come from a long line of multiple different things, and I appreciate all of you guys.
Or behaviors, all right? I made sure that after I showed what you did back then, I showed examples of how you're still that same person. Okay?
Okay. So again, this is the exact same thing that I am doing. I am criticizing your patterns of behavior. These are things that you have continually done. You should easily be able to understand this, considering you're using the same trick or tactic, so-called, on JLR.
Your letter didn't contain anything about how you've changed since then. It has no admission of what you did back then. In fact, nowhere on the internet have you ever been honest with your audience and told them what you did, just like Betty hasn't, right? To any degree. And explained how you're not like that anymore. Because that's what we look for.
That's what we look for. Who's we?
We want to be able to say, well, JLR was the most disgusting and disrespectful person toward the children and parents of a school.
Yeah, what he did was absolutely fucking disgusting. He's a horrible person. He's a horrible human being. Again, safety.
Tragedy. One of the biggest, one of the most shocking ones due to when it happened and how it happened and the climate around it. And we want you to be able to explain why you did what you did back then and how you've changed and how you're not going to do that kind of thing anymore. But the problem is the reason you're tragedy pimping now is because you haven't changed. The reason why you have doxed my family and sent them letters tattling on me, please help me, Mrs. Smith, please. Uni is...
Again, you gave out your full name in a video, and then within 24 hours, you said, Betty doxed me. So anytime somebody says your name, it's a dox for you, Uni? Is this how this works? I just...
reacting to my old videos. Oh my God.
Where's the letter?
Like, why are you so mad that I react to your videos and fucking dunk on you? You respect free speech, JLR and Betty. You respect people's rights. Okay. You won't stalk. You don't dox, right? Yes, you do. And no, you don't respect people's rights. You're faking it. And there's a big problem, Betty and JLR. When you fake that, okay, you following me? I'm trying to speak to where JLR and Betty can actually follow me here. When you're faking so many things right now that are directly related to the things you've done wrong in the past, how do you make an argument that you're not the same lying, LARPing shithead?
I don't know about you, but that was a whole lot of self-reflection.
Ow.
Okay, I can't do that shit annoys me. Everybody's got their own style. This is just not mine.
My live chat. You know, it is kind of creeping me out, Navy. it is kind of, the painting is kind of creeping me out, bro. How are you feeling, Jelly Belly? Are you okay? It's scaring the shit out of me, Yoni. It's really scaring me.
Okay, so again, you're trying to say that these are threatening letters. This is nothing but harassment. But again, you still have not even acknowledged what a safety concern this is for the other people that you tagged in your video, in your community post, and didn't have the audacity or you didn't have the need. You didn't have the urge to make sure that she was safe or protected before you release this as content. Cool.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry, Jelly. Here, come down here. Okay, it's safer down here. It's much safer down here, Jelly Belly. Okay.
Leon Kitty, I don't hate anybody out here. It's not that serious. It's not personal either. I don't like Elle because Ella has a chronic history of passing off misinformation, and she has passed off a ton of misinformation in Marvan's story and continues to do it without correcting her misinformation. I don't fuck with people like that. It's not serious like that, though. It's not personal. The hate word, like I can't stand how they move. And I also want nothing to do with the history of all these guys that carries over into every story that Katie touches or one of them touches. Because here they all come. No, thank you. But it ain't.
Am I becoming a better ventriloquist? Because I'm actually trying now. I'm actually trying to be a ventriloquist now. If you have any questions, if you want to ask me anything about JLR writing a damn 2-page letter crying his eyes out to my mother.
How do you know he was crying?
Because he's so thin.
It's a handwritten letter. How do you know he was crying?
Thin-skinned that he couldn't take what... You know what he did? He literally watched my entire video with notes.
He watched your video with notes?
And he took notes, wrote out the things that he says mommy is going to get mad at uni for doing. I'm not joking. All right.
Then show the fucking proof.
One example was he doesn't hate women. Because I said he hates women. He doesn't hate women. You know, I should have been more specific. You hate children. Okay. Women, children, males. You hate everybody. For God's sakes. You can't go and do what you did to those people at that tragedy. Not explain yourself, not apologize, and then sit and cry. Because people are going to talk about...
Frustrated, I miss you so much. That just made my day.
What you did. You should have expected this. You came back to YouTube. You had the choice not to come back. You chose to. And now you're going to cry because you're messing around in our communities. Now you're going to cry about it, right? And you really expect us just to shut up. He wants to shut me up. He wants...
Oh my God, though. Oh, he wants me to go away. No, they don't care. They don't care. They just want everybody to stop talking about them. That's what they want. That will never happen.
Me to have some kind of thought process.
You think that this is so personally, like they are so personal about everything. He does this to everybody that messes with him or calls him out. It's historical. He sent letters before. He's done all of this stuff. That's what I'm saying. You can go find content on said handwritten letters. I've got questions. I would like to see the letter because there also is handwritten stuff comparison for him because he's gotten in trouble for this type of shit before. They can be able to compare the handwriting and tell. There would be ways to go about this the right way. But putting other people's safety behind your need for content just isn't good.
That because he knows where my mother lives, he's going to do something. And that's why he did what he did. Fact. Absolute fact.
Full on hypocrisy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Party all night. What we going? What we doing? House super clean. Fridge on food. I know. We're almost done, y'all. And then we're going to watch Queen.
Can you post a letter to your mom in a video? After I talk to my attorney, I've already said I will. Yes, I'll show it live. Was it written?
After I show my attorney, but I'm announcing it and talking about it publicly, saying that other people are listening. I get the fuck out of here, dude.
And in crayon, you know, we were going to do a skit where we took a letter and got a bunch of magazines and cut out letters and stuff, but it would have taken too long. But I think it would have been a really good skit.
Keith, you also kind of got to weed through the old content because I have been very specific to not use the extreme antis content to make any type of assumptions. I've done my complete deep dive without using them. I will not use stuff from EKC, Steve, any of the people that he was at one time associated with. And thankfully, there's a lot of third parties that are like anti both of them that you can go down the rabbit hole. And then off the information they provide, it'll take you other places. There's a lot of information and a lot of history out here. Again, this is not about like, I don't like Elle. I don't like EKC, Steve, none of them. I want nothing to do with any of this group. But this is their history that continues to affect everybody at today's rate.
I think it would have been a really good skit. He recorded in front of Brandy Neal Boyce's, if I said that right.
Jay, I'm starting to question it.
I'm sorry. Brandy Neal's boy the other day in Idaho. I'm trying, Peppermint. I'm trying. Stay locked, stay loaded. I am a veteran. That's all I'll say in response to that, but I am a veteran.
And
have a family that I take care of. That's what I'll say in response. I would like.
Oh, Uni, you just say too much and fucking too much.
Like to believe I am now. I would like to believe I am. Yes. Oh, and guys, I know people want to ask me questions about inter-community drama, and again, I will defer you to my community tab, and there will be an upload. You'll be notified. We'll do a stream afterwards. Okay. So, hey, Tom, what's up, buddy? Good to have you. My husband did 24 and a half years in the Army. He don't want to come around here, says Gene. I didn't do that long, but it was because I was medevaced. By the way, I'd love to talk to you guys a little bit about some vet bashing and
Here we go.
An opinion that I have around it. We're going to have to wait on that. So,
some more vet bashing. I'm a veteran. Blah, 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 blah. Vet bashing.
Yeah, dude. I don't think we're not going to do it. I've just been muzzled for a little bit. I'm okay with it. All right, Cheesy. Okay. Well, Cheesy can't hear me. There we go. I typed to Cheesy because Cheesy's watching, like, rewound a little. I've been doing that too, honestly. Well, mostly Rachel has, but the house is looking good. I'll say that much. It's looking really good.
Dude, I could say so much shit, and I'm not yet.
Okay, so here, let me go ahead and just sum it up, and then we're going to actually react to what Betty said here, because I think now with JLR doing what he did, Betty claims that it's okay that JLR did what he did, stalking my family. And by the way, Betty stalked my family too, but she claims it's okay because he wants an interview with my.
And I'm sure you've got proof of this too. $1 PayPal that you claim to send back is not stalking, especially when your PayPal is listed many times in your stream, encouraging people to send you money. So again, the contents of it, yeah, they were private. You put that out publicly. Somebody sent me a $40 Cash App request the other day. Big whoopty shit.
My family, so it's okay if he does it. And see, that's where these people are bold-faced, pathological, lying narcos, because he doesn't want an interview. He's just trying to intimidate.
So anybody in their opinion that looks into them because they make egregious claims, and, we put everybody else's shit out on Front Street, right? When they're lying, we confirm that they're lying, and we show the proof of how they're lying, and we walk the patterns through. That's what I do. Anyways, so I'm assuming that you have proof of them stalking your family too. I'm assuming that you have vetted these accounts. I think you claimed before that somebody tried messaging your family or something like that. I'm sure you vetted those accounts. I'm sure that you've shown proof of all that, right? So you have 100% proof that they're actually stalking you.
His letter proved it. So
his letter proved it. And contents of letter are unknown. Letter has never been seen. Gotcha.
Of course, I'm not dumb. I'm not just going to throw the letter out there, but I'm also not just going to let him do what he did and not tell you.
I'm not going to let him do what he did and not tell you.
It's to be, known that Betty and JLR and any people that support them, I would go as far as to say Dolly. I would go as far as to say the people who are in that.
Are you salty that your ex-mod is now one of Dolly's mods? I just wonder, honestly, when I found out that the other day, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. One of the very ones that exposed you, that's got to be a little uncomfortable.
That little group, even Molly still, even though she's wherever she's at.
Molly is not a part of that group. Molly can't stand Dolly. Keep up.
Doing whatever she's doing. I think she's like in Europe or something. Like Molly is out doing some crazy.
Molly's out living her best life. Let it be.
Easy stuff.
Why did you follow her to Kick, Uni? Was it because you were banking on her subs coming over to watch you? Like, that just is weird to me. And I've always wondered that. Why would you feel the need to move to Kick? I'm just curious, genuinely. It seems really weird. It seems like not following the story, but following a bigger creator for, those are my opinions. I just got questions. I've never quite understood it.
Okay. Like, she's living that rich life. Seriously. Yeah, they do this. They support this. They're doxers, the abhorrent doxers. Their only excuse is that when anyone else does anything that they want to yell at them for, or if they just want to lie on them.
He hasn't moved to Kick, let me be clear on that, but he made it as soon as Molly went to Kick, he made a platform on Kick and started doing streams over there. Most of his shit talking about other YouTubers or conflict with other YouTubers, or when he gets criticized, he has moved to, I think, Twitter is my understanding. That's like his go-to. And then now it's Kick too. It just seems really odd to me. I don't know. But again, I just move differently. Different strokes for different folks.
They'll go with that person.
Having a backup makes sense. For me, Kick would never make sense. I guess I have multiple platforms too. It's just weird.
But when they do something, immediately, regardless, it's excuse after excuse after excuse. There should be no excuse for him targeting people that are family members of mine. There should be no excuse for him stalking their social media profiles, him and Betty. There should be no reason for them to look up their addresses. And yes, I've found out that JLR, according to the people on the internet that have been
according to the people on the internet
tracking and watching him for a very long time, and I mean a very long time, he is still on probation. So
you're talking about his legal statuses, right? You have had no problem outing his record and talking about his record that can be found on public information, correct? Just making sure we're level in the playing field, because you have mentioned him having a previous record multiple times. Well, you sit there and tell your subs that you don't have a record. Don't you, Uni? Huh. JLR is a piece of shit.
I don't think while you're on probation, you can just go around picking random citizens and mailing them whiny little letters that
is it whiny or is it harassment and stalking?
The most beta, passive aggressive way have an inclination of threats to it, right? The most
so now it's kind of got what?
Let's say like inlaid. I don't know what word to use, but you get what I'm saying. Trying
veiled is the word.
To basically be as threatening as he can indirectly, right? All right, Navy, no problem, buddy. No problem. Chronicle says, or innocent people. Oh, wait, did you say something before that? Because I might have missed it, Chronicles.
Okay, I can't do this anymore. I got to switch. Because no, ma'am. All right, so we're going to go over to Queen Bees from Saturday evening. I'm going to share this tab instead. Escape out of here. Hold on just a second. Get you guys full screen. So we are going to start out about 1:59:29 into Saturday night stream. Again, this is all under fair use content, blah, 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 blah. It's Queen Bee. She already said I could use it. So again, he did this stream talking about said letter, tagged her in a community post, tagged her in the live stream, said that he would jump up on her live stream to clarify. So she is about 2 hours in, and this gets
it all happened on this panel a couple times. So a lot of people.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Jones, and I just love you, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, hell, another one?
Bye, Queen.
Nunya, hop down.
Bye, Nunya.
As soon as I got
it. He brought you.
You can hang out, man.
You guys say you're welcome to stay up here if you want to.
And one of us should go get the link for that. I need to find. We'll find it. We'll find it, you guys.
The link for what?
Right. What do you mean?
The stream where the receipts of her lying in the past with the dollar thing, when that girl called her out and had her admit to bullshitting.
There's a few of them.
Oh, from before. I
Yeah,
know she-
because Nunya was saying, to be fair, have those receipts as well, because that's what we're preaching on, and I get it. I get what she's saying.
Now, why?
They were talking about an Avery situation. If you haven't been following that, that's actually interesting. Avery comes from, well, she was around the Facebook communities. I was around with Diana Ricky for quite some time, and there was a whole lot of shit that happened there. Looking back, she was one of the very first people I mentioned when I started going live. I was like, is that the same person? And if it is, holy fucking shit. And then sure enough, it came out, and she has got a problematic history from the past. She involved herself in the Diana Ricky stuff. That was all crazy. I am trying to tap my Facebook buddies. I made a post and asked them if they had information. Anyways, that's what they were discussing before. If you haven't been following that shit, it's crazy and disgusting and all in one. Like, it is absolutely horrific to watch. But let's continue.
Why is he doing this on? I don't understand why he's doing this on a panel instead of reaching out privately first.
Well, and that's something. Okay, so there's a couple things. Yeah, there's a couple things I got to say about this. Why? Right, that's one of them. So why not come to me and privately and say, hey, you know, those letters that JLR was sending them, they had whatever the fuck he said. I don't even know what in them.
She didn't even have a clue. No clue
About you or whatever. Just want to give you a heads up. No, I get a screenshot sent to me today that said, did you see this? And I'm like, see what? So then I read this and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I'm like, what the fuck? It says Queen BS word. Just
so she got a screenshot sent to her that said this. Again, they didn't even have the give a fuck to reach out to her and tell her what was going on.
To inform you, JLR brought you up in the letter he sent my mother after he and Betty doxed them. The letter is pure harassment. So I wanted to inform you of this.
Well,
he goes on to say, I'll explain live. And if you want me to jump on your panel for a couple minutes or talk to you off air, let us know.
Hey guy, that should have been offered before you put it out here like this.
I can't with the self-important.
I'm so sick of it.
Why do you put?
We'll talk about Diana different. That's a whole world in itself. Keith, that's a whole world. She's actually streaming, but I will say she is severely mentally ill. Severely. It's actually really sad.
Queen B Escobar. That's what I'm confused about.
Well, that's her name.
Tag.
If you have it under now, okay.
Yeah, she's just joking now because people say
Yes,
she runs
Queen
the
B
cartel.
Escobar. It's been Queen B Escobar for a while. You know what I mean? Since we were,
That was just
you know. No,
Yeah, we were
since
joking about
yeah, I was
that.
just saying, since fucking Betty said it, or
Yeah,
since Blair said it when they were Blair and somebody were talking shit about when Betty.
Good Lord.
But anyways,
I mean,
yeah,
buddy.
this is kind of bullshit. Now, like I said, I was a little, I'm like confused. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on? What do you mean? Because first of all,
Who are you talking about that I'm trying to hold on to any information? Huh? Since y'all have no other, who are you even talking about, Leon Kitty? If you're talking about Elle, nobody gives a fuck enough about her to be jealous of her. First and foremost, her man doesn't even have big enough hands for me to even blink an eye at. I'm sure his feet aren't very impressive either. So you know what I'm talking about, but continue on. I mean, you can say we're jealous of whatever floats your boat.
why the fuck?
We just don't like little spirit fingers in our men. We like manly men.
Would you not come to me and be like, hey, JLR put this in here, you know, or send me a screenshot or a picture of what the fuck he put in there, or you know what I'm saying, or even just a
Because he
simple
ain't got content.
I mean, his wife could have reached out, Navy Techs could have reached out, like anybody. I just anybody that knew, I feel like, why the fuck would this?
Yeah,
I
like
don't think Navy knew about this.
Scream, and
None of them knew. None of them had a clue. Again, he has got a shit ton of mods. Obviously, it was being discussed in Discord, and none of them had the thought, oh, maybe we should reach out to Queen and let Queen know.
I'm just now finding out about the shit because I had no fucking idea until somebody sent me a screenshot.
Yeah,
So
you
I-
think your name is being mentioned by an insane person. You think, hey,
Right.
Queen, I got your heads up. This
Leon Kitty, you're welcome for proving that this is ridiculous. And you guys are making it out about something like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Who cares? you guys take this shit so personally, and it's like these personal things. My God, if she's that triggered by me disliking her, she's probably had a real rough life.
This asshole's mentioning
this motherfucker's mentally and fucking sane. He's mentally not right in the fucking head, and he's mentioning me to your fucking mother. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah, I don't think Navy knew about this. I think this is something he put on himself. I'm gonna ask Navy.
It reminds me of that Brian Koberger. No lie.
Props to Boston for even attempting to reach out to Navy and trying to get clarification. First and foremost, again, as you guys know, you have to reach out to Uni's mods and arrange something to be able to contact him. He's too busy. He's too famous. He's constantly busy. He's working on his documentaries. He's so crazy, overwhelmed with all of what he's got to go on. So there's a process in order to contact him. So Boston takes the initiative to reach out to his mod. He couldn't be bothered. I mean, granted, he could have been sleeping.
There's something about.
Well, I just got it right before I started this live stream, so I put it in here because I was like, "Well, fuck, did he already go live about it? I don't even know if he fucking went live. I don't know if he showed the letter. I have no fucking clue what's going on. I just got."
And Pecan said he's saying he won't show the letter till he talks to his lawyer, but yet he tags Queen in his community post and does a whole ass live on it.
Right? Are you fucking kidding me?
Say it, girls.
We don't fuck with you. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
I fucking love Joneson, especially on a Saturday night, late night live. Johnson's energy is perfect.
Well, no, but
I've been trying to tell y'all.
Like, what the fuck? I don't understand.
Does he need a little talking to about receipts as well?
Yes, Cappy. Yes, he does.
Is that what we need?
I mean, it could be like, the thing is, I would say that if this letter is mentioning Queen, it could be a threat to Queen. I mean, it would be nice to get a heads up.
What is he mentioning? Did he just say, okay, she's calling me out with, she's, your son's talking to a criminal online? Did he say that, you know what I'm saying, he's involved with some criminal and bullshit going on? Like, what the fuck did he say? Is it important? Is it not important? What the fuck you mean?
Wait.
Well, obviously you don't need to know. He just needs to go live about it and get content. Get the fuck out of here.
Look at I can't say Chaos. Okay, I'm terrible at reading people's names. My apologies. It says he hasn't even seen the letter. His mama read it to him over the phone.
Leon Kitty, I'm not sure what you're really struggling to understand here. Can you ask a question that maybe somebody could answer it? Because right now you're acting like a 12-year-old that maybe hasn't had their balls drop. I don't know. Like, you're acting so immature, and I'm really not understanding where this energy is coming from or what it is that you want to be acknowledged for or shouted out for or what it is. So can you just be a little clear? We like straightforward, not this stupid, like, read between the lines of trying to figure out, oh, you're jealous of somebody. Nobody gives a shit. Say it with your whole chest. Come on.
To get the fuck out of here.
Is that real?
Yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know if that's even real. That's coming from the chat.
Well, regardless,
I know that's not real.
Let's go see if Uni can pop up. Maybe is he live? He might be live.
Send maybe a message. I don't know if he's live. I'll check.
Because this is some attention. This is something weird.
Say that shit, Jones, and say it.
Like, I don't even understand, because what I read is Queen Bee just to inform you, instead of in private on a live, JLR brought you up in a letter. Why the fuck? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't
happy
fucking get it. I don't. Christ,
because it doesn't make sense.
And he's been doing this a lot lately.
Hold on, I know there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way JLR is saying that he fucking likes me.
Y'all, this is what they will do. I'm just going to tell you, this week is going to be very interesting. They're going to talk a lot about vet bashing. They're going to continue to try and paint that narrative that anytime anybody criticizes him, it's vet bashing. How dare we all? He's a veteran. It's a protected bullshit. You can't ask questions, all that stuff. They're going to continue to make it about, I'm picking sides. I'm choosing L because I said that there's problematic history, and they've lied. They've all done shady shit to each other. There's been a lot of people doxxed in the environment of all of them together. There's a lot of history. All of them are fucking wrong. All of them are liars at this point. They have all done a lot of shit. Elle doesn't get no pass because of me calling out Uni. Like, they're all the same. Again, But these narratives and the way that they're going to try and control and intimidate me and all that stuff using Navy, because I at one point respected Navy. Again, Navy's offended over a term. That's got something. His offended side, yeah, not my day to worry about that.
There ain't no fucking way.
I can respect, and I used to think he was a very stand-up man after watching more and seeing how he maneuvers. Like, it is what it is. I did think he was a great guy. I shouldn't have used the term love that guy, because that's never it. Like, he's a stranger on the internet at the end of the day. But again, these aren't the ways that we move. And those are distractions that this is all they do in this community. They all will start making videos about me. They will all start doing this. And here will be Uni crying victim. We're not getting down like that.
Hey, that motherfucker hates me.
That's
Look,
not the subject.
JLR B still says,
Oh,
though,
yes, go ahead.
listen, JLR doxed his mother, sent her a letter.
Cash. Look who's here.
Hi, Cash. They said it's rare for adults to get ear infections, but of course,
Kenzie's got a really bad ear infection. She just got back from urgent care. Anyways, we'll get into that later.
And mentioned other creators. He also said he likes
The
Queen.
person's trolling.
There ain't no fucking way.
What?
I think they mean Uni says he likes Queen. I think that's what they mean. And if that's the case, he can like her all day long, but this is a content grab. This is,
JLR.
just like he tried to make heels into content. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
They
we don't
both
do
went
that
at
to
each
our
other.
team
Fuck out of me,
members.
dude.
They both
We don't
went
do
at
that to our team members. We do that to the tragedy pimps. We don't make
Jones in, say that louder. And as far as Navy being a great guy, Navy is, I don't have a problem with Navy, but I'm not going to play the game of poor Navy, poor Navy. There was no attack to begin with. This was a conversation about vet bashing that set all that off. Like, we're just not doing that. Cash was Kenzie. Keith, no. Cash, Kenzie loves her cash, though. Like, that's Kenzie's cash.
make our own team members content.
Listen, they both went after each other in that one, Jones.
Oh,
please,
come on
Nick,
now, Nick.
come on.
Seriously?
That's what I saw.
Nick. Oh my God.
Boston, come on, dude.
Nick, he continued to go, like, okay, so they went at each other a little bit. The wife outed the DMs. It was addressed, and then he continued to go live. Like, she didn't go.
One message. How many lives were done off of it? How many? And then when Heels addressed it, it was just, yeah.
Public with the information they
I
did.
don't agree on that. I don't agree on that. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you with not agreeing on exactly what you just said. Yes. Was that confusing?
I had to mute for a second.
He said, was that confusing?
The aftermath part. But it started off pretty rocky, is what I'm going to say.
This is really hard for me to hear other men condone this type of behavior from a fellow man over a mom with children in a safety risk. I don't take this shit lightly. The first thing when I was discussing this with Kyle, he's like, wait, he didn't send her the letter first? Kyle's first inclination, the same thing is, well, they should. Yeah, absolutely. And I guess maybe it's different if you're single and, you know, it's different for everybody. But it's still like, this is a serious situation. It shouldn't be downplayed. And again, nothing against Boston. There's a lot of movements and you cannot keep up on everything, especially Queen Bee has a different side of this than we do with over here. A lot of times, unfortunately, they overlap. But in this situation, it is what it is.
Hey, I freaking love Heels. She was the shit.
I just want to know what the letter is, because if it's you're mentioning other characters, can you please give the letter to Queen? That would be very nice. A copy, redact the
Yeah,
address.
say you can redact your mom's information, your address, whatever. But I mean, I definitely
keep it private.
That letter.
If the attorney said not to show it to anybody, then he should have reserved talking about.
He hadn't talked to his attorney. He went live to do content about it and then said he was going to talk to his attorney before doing anything, showing it live or all this other stuff that he said. Again, making a content a priority over even discussing with his attorney.
About it.
Don't talk about it. I mean, if your attorney would agree with that, what Cappy says. If you got a letter and you're planning on suing, don't let the other side know your plans. Just don't make a committee post and just simply be like, okay, well, I'm talking to my lawyer, and that's just I'm talking to my lawyer, or don't even make any community. Don't mention anything. Just talk to you.
But I will say too, like, there's a lot of history out here that people are unaware of, and there's a lot of people that are in the crosshairs because of bullshit like this too. And we can't just keep passing it off.
Beware. That's all. Pretty much it.
Who's scolding you, Be Still?
What up, Rabbit?
Be Still's beans. Who's Be Still?
I don't know. They said I don't need to be scolded.
Hey, Carly.
No,
I didn't say nothing, so I don't know.
Oh, let me see. No one's. Let me see. Scolding. I see. They liked Uni. Said Uni liked you. Jail's such a worm.
Has nothing to do with liking somebody or not liking somebody. This was disrespectful as fuck. And for somebody that says that, oh, I like this person, I really like this person, has no problem jumping up on her chat, her panel when he's live trying to find content, even on the Aaron Carter stuff, or excuse me, Melissa Schumann, Nick Carter stuff. I always get Nick and Aaron mixed up. Well, he was live. Like, he has no problem doing that. So this is very odd.
Yeah, agreed. I wonder what someone's scolding him for.
Oh, he said not Queen, the other lady. I don't know.
Hey, real Angel.
Sure, baby.
Davy's gonna jump on Queen, okay?
Yeah, Jonesin said
okay,
that.
Cool. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe
Boston come back and says Navy is going to jump on. Again, why is he speaking for Uni?
he can kind of give us a rundown of what the fuck's going on here.
Yeah, my opinion is my opinion.
That's something that I think drives me nuts too, because if there's content being talked about with me, I'll jump up if I want to address it, but I don't need anybody jumping up like Nunya. When Nunya jumps on panels, people definitely know Nunya is speaking for Nunya. Nunya, not for nonsense, not anything like that. Nunya speaks for Nunya. That's why this is just weird. Like, I don't get it.
That motherfucker is, and I'm not saying he's dangerous as in like I'm scared of him, because hell no, he's dangerous.
Brianna, I don't think anybody thinks he's a bad person. I actually felt really bad for him in the beginning when I realized what was happening, and I just had a soft spot for him. You can ask anybody. I said that all along. People would confront me on a lot of his bad behavior or lies that he would tell or exaggerations, and I was like, I felt bad for the dude. And then I started going, why the fuck do I feel bad for this dude? But I saw how badly he was struggling to even understand the story that was going on with the Marvon story. And I don't know. There was a soft spot. That soft spot quickly got filled with, holy shit, what is happening here? But thank you so much for that too. I definitely don't think he's a bad dude, but I definitely think the need for content and being in this big YouTube person has definitely gotten into his head, and he is not thinking rationally at times about other people's safety. Again, the need for content should never trump safety of another woman with children, anybody else, another human being. Your need for content should never be more important than somebody else's safety, especially when you are trying to hammer home that this person is dangerous and harassment and all this other shit. You can't do that.
You gotta bury him. You gotta bury him with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? No, listen, I'll take JLR mushroom hunting. Motherfucker fucking wants to go. I'll take his ass mushroom hunting.
Yeah, his last he's ever seen, buried under some mushrooms.
I just had a leaf in my hair.
People that are not bad people can still do fucking shady shit. You might not be a bad person. You might have some great qualities about you, but you can still fuck up time and time again and not take accountability for it. And that pattern of behavior, people genuinely stop feeling bad for you. You can't be the chronic victim of your own circumstances time and time again.
Queen Willow wants you to run Avery's video again.
No.
He just
sure
came in.
Willow,
you're gonna have to rewind it, Willow. I just successfully changed the subject.
Yeah, please don't.
I love Cappy.
Good one, Cap.
It
was getting intense in here, man. It was a little much.
I gave him a quick rundown when he asked,
that
and
shit.
he was like, "I want to see it."
What'd she say? Go fuck yourself? I clipped it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
she
she
did.
spoke really.
Don't worry, they're getting back on.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's kind of funny.
Don't worry, they get to it. Navy pops up in a second.
She felt a reason or a way for her own reason that maybe we
Oh,
might
and
not
thankful, thank you.
understand. Everybody thinks so differently.
I mean, she might like have her own reasons of why she wants to lie. I get it. I mean,
well, she might not even know
Well, here's the other thing to me. I'm not anybody's judge of what they think a bad guy is. Like, there's levels, I guess, right? So somebody can show you one side, and then when you see the other side, it's really hard to go back. But to keep it cute, I'll not be as petty as I usually am. Trust me, it'll come out, and my true feelings will come out throughout the next week. Y'all know me. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I tell it all like it is, because life's too short to keep all this shit on your chest when it's not your baggage to carry. He's not my luggage. I was never a part of the Katie community, never wanted a part of that. This is me dropping that luggage back off and saying no check, no return, get lost. Please, not my baggage, just like Erica isn't from Facebook. I don't know how people lumped me and Uni together from the get-go. Me and Uni have never been cool friends, like any of that shit. I've never had a relationship with him. So the interesting piece of this too is people think this is like this big parting of ways. There was never a come together. Uni used my content and covered the same story as I did. That's it.
Might not be realizing that she's a fucking liar.
I think that she just like when she gets mad at somebody, just says what. Like I think she just says whatever when she's mad at somebody. Because clearly, when she was mad at me, she started to lie too,
and exaggerates it. Right?
And that's the shit that like Laura does that shit.
Right, B folks.
You know what I mean?
That's not
the same exact thing.
She kind of likes to jump up and insert herself in a certain.
Oh, you remind me about Laura. One moment.
Is what I.
Beats on the streets. Avery told.
Hold on, let me go forward a little bit.
Somebody just right.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Strangers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they got like she got 10 subs basically from like all those people. Congratulations.
God, I'm not gonna let off that bitch as long as she's on YouTube.
Yes, Mercy.
I swear it's my mission.
That's your price. That's your
my mission.
Cash.
She's straight like, oh, name.
Y'all, if you guys please don't take offense to what Cash is saying. He likes to play with people in the comment section. He's genuinely amazing. We love Cash over here. So he just gets bored and starts keeping me in check. It's amazing. I love it. Don't get offended though.
Navy says he's got to jump back. Like Boston says, Navy's coming up to explain.
Yeah, he's in the backstage.
Okay, so
do I need to jump in that room?
Oh, we have room. Yeah, Navy's coming.
Why is Navy?
Because the rock star that is Uni can't show up.
I guess, yeah.
No, I just me and Navy talk.
Well, you don't know if like if Uni's like around. So to be
a rock star.
Yeah, to be fair, I reckon we can do that. We can be fair. That's true.
I'll be fair today. I'll
just mute because I ain't got nothing nice.
Just this one time, I'll be a little fair.
Gabriel, we got to give Cash props because Cash keeps the other mods in check. The moment Cash got a wrench, he started welcoming my other mods in and telling him what to do. Basically, welcome to the island. It was the most hysterical thing, but it was perfect because everybody gets a laugh and we all love it. So he keeps us all in check, but it's the best thing to look down and see his comments talking to people. I honestly keeps me in check.
Stop the cap.
And I'll mute here we go because I probably be a smart ass.
Yeah, stop the cap, Cappy. Queen, Navy's in the back. Yeah, I like Navy. I don't have a problem with Navy.
I like Navy. I love Navy. I love his
I have no problem with Navy. I'm just making a joke on.
Okay. Again, none of this has anything to do with Navy. Navy's going to pop up here again. Navy.
Sorry about that. My little one got a splinter. I'm sorry. I had to get it out. It was over here just having a hell of a time. All right.
Oh, I hate splinters. My daughter always gets splinters.
Oh, God, it was terrible. She was over here having a fucking fit. Navy, you're up here, baby. You're on the panel.
I love
Navy.
Can you hear us?
Y'all. What's going on?
Okay.
All right. Can you promise me one thing, Navy? Don't say fuck you to us. We've already had someone else do that. So
somebody just
I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I got told. So Boston comes and hits me up in DMs like, "Hey, come on panel." I was like, "Well, for what?"
Just look at the screen.
How did he not know what had happened? I'm confused.
And that's the question. That's pretty much the situation.
So I got a screenshot, which was this, and it says at Queen V Escobar, which is my tag, says just to inform you, JLR brought you up in the letter he sent to my mother after he and Betty docked.
Yes, let's talk about that right quick, Brianna, because he does. Navy is slurring in this video, which is very obvious. Please don't flood the comments with he's a drunk. Obviously, it was Saturday night. He'd probably had a few beers. That's typical. We're not shaming anything like that. Even if he has a problem, we don't addict shame. We don't do any of that kind of stuff. That's his personal business, and it has no place in this. Again, Navy is not anything involved in this, except he is now going to become a spokesperson, and you're going to see the problem with that.
Them. The letter is pure harassment, so I wanted to inform you of this. I'll explain live if you want me to jump on your panel for a couple minutes or talk to you off air. Let us know. Uni. So did he do a live? Did he do a live on this? I guess I'm just kind of curious as to why nobody hit me up privately and said, hey, this is pretty serious. You know, he's already doxed the piss and fucking shit out of me and my kids, and so is Betty, and you know, like it's been pretty fucking serious. So I was just kind of curious, like, what the fuck's going on? Did he already do a live on me or a live about this and not tell me? Like,
all right. So here's the deal. He did a live on the fact that JLR sent his mother a letter about him.
She was tagged in the title, and she was also tagged in his community post. Maybe not his title, in his description. She was tagged, Navy.
All right. This, I don't know about. The fact that he tagged you, I have no clue. Like, I've been around doing like a bunch of different things.
I didn't think you knew about it.
So he's establishing that he's been gone for the day, busy. So again, establishing he doesn't quite know, right? JLR is Jonathan Lee Riches Investigates, is what he goes by on YouTube.
I had no clue.
He's got multiple channels, I think, for that.
Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing that I was ever. See, I knew he said that JLR had doxed him and that they were playing PayPal games and they were playing fucking cat mouse games with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew about that. And I knew he said that, you know, he had been doxed. I guess I had not seen it like posted publicly. So like,
has anybody seen proof of him being doxed in PayPal yet? Has anybody seen that? Has he shown that? I haven't been watching him. I don't watch him like that. I've never kept up on you. I've watched more uni content in the last month, investigating all of this stuff and researching everything that's gone on and things than I ever care to admit. I never wanted to fall down this rabbit hole. And honestly, it is mind blowing to be in that rabbit hole. But does anybody know if he ever actually showed proof of being said, quote unquote, doxed in PayPal? I'm curious.
I kind of like was listening, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of listening as I could, but when I got this screenshot, and this is the first I've heard of it, I mean, I'm saying I knew that he said he got this, that they had gotten some letter or whatever, but this is the first I've ever heard that I'm involved in it or that he put my name in it, that it had anything to do with me at all.
As far as I know, as of right now, there was nothing involving you in it. And I don't know anything about that.
Okay, again, obviously he must have missed that stream. He says there was nothing about you in the letter. I would think Navy would have been one of the first people that he would have called or contacted to tell him about said letter. Obviously, Discord knew about the letter. So I don't know. Is this, in my opinion, selective ignorance, selective not remembering? Kind of seems like it. Not wanting to talk about it. I can understand that. But you could have also taken the stance of, I'm not uni. Please talk to uni about it because I don't know the specifics and don't want to mislead anybody or misinform anybody of what actually happened. That's probably the route should have been taken.
So I knew. So what happened is that the whole thing with JLR, he had sent him like the PayPals and all this kind of stuff, right? And
yeah, see, I knew about that.
He sent a letter to his mother, right? Talking about him. Maybe he missed when he was in his community aspect. Like, uni's a bit ADD.
And the excuses start. Excuses are like assholes. We all got them, but laid on us.
Right. Maybe he missed what he was trying to do. I guarantee you, I don't think it had anything to do with you because I've heard nothing about you in the entire day. Right.
Did you not check his community tab? Because obviously there's a screenshot on your screen that's mentions her. It's the very first word.
Yeah, that's why it kind of threw me off because I hadn't heard no lives, and I was like, "What the hell?" And it says 37 minutes ago, but I don't know when it was taken.
No, he probably. I want Queen. I want to tell you something.
Oh God,
I love the man to death. But when he goes to type stuff, depending on where he's typing it from, he missed.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Stop with the excuses. He clickbaits on purpose. Every fucking time you guys go to this. Poor Uni. He hits the wrong button. He makes the wrong. No, he doesn't. He does it intentionally. We ain't stupid. You don't need to be a YouTuber or have a history on YouTube to know exactly what he's doing. It's clickbait. It's for the clicks and the views. Okay, just say what it is. This is bullshit.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say because it's got this that says JLR goes stop.
Trust me, if it is somebody because he loves you to death, right? If he wanted to do something,
he loves you to death. Blah blah blah. You know that's an emotional manipulation tactic. It's not about liking. It's again, get it out of the personal arena. Let's talk about the facts. The fact is Uni needed content. Uni did not take into account anybody else's safety in this aspect. Uni's getting called out for shitty behavior, and you're making excuses for him. Somebody's safety is not. We're not making excuses about this shit. Okay, let's just establish
something about you. Like I would have known. I would have known.
This is disrespectful as fuck. So you can tell how much he really loves her.
And it says on here, JLR goes stocktastic, but it says rock a lot 141 watching, which means this is a live stream. He's not tagged.
Yeah, no, I guarantee you this.
So that's why I thought he was live about. Well, because it's got my name tagged to it, and it says he was live. Yes, so I was like, "Well, fuck, is this live about? Is this fucking?"
Yes, no, I know, and like he probably
Sticky. I'm sorry, but I appreciate that too. That you say that. Like, there's no excuse for this. And again, he should have just said, "I don't know," and left it there.
Probably mistyped something. Like I wasn't there when he did it, but I
probably mistyped. This is not a fucking mistype, Uni. Tell me how this is mistyped, Uni. Again, I'm not going to make Navy answer for Uni's shit. There shouldn't be. Amethyst doesn't answer for me. Nunya doesn't answer for me. I don't answer to them. I don't answer to Miss Lee. I don't answer to Heels. I don't answer to anybody else. The only person I answer to is Cash and Kenzie. And the two littles. And Kyle some days. And fucking Kiki.
I guarantee you something. If it was something tagging you because like Uni loves you to death. Right.
Oh my God, stop.
He would not have done something without telling me first. Right.
This is called emotional manipulation. This is one of their tactics that they use quite often too.
How is this mistyping? How is that mistyping though? I don't understand. He's directly tagging her and saying just to inform you.
I'll have to find out what happened.
So the chat in the meantime is a bunch of Uni's people in there, and they're trying to get Navy to get off panel or trying to tell him, Holy Spackle, the one that had a lot to say yesterday, she was in there trying to get him off panel, which I don't blame them for doing because obviously it had a fun night. They don't want him to make an ass out of himself. And they knew that this was not going to happen. So he was misinformed and they were absolutely trying to get him off panel, which they end up doing. But this still is not cool.
But I cannot, I guarantee you this. He's not going to tag Queen Bee without letting me know what's happening. Because we go on live.
So either you knew.
And Navy, you didn't know anything about Queen Bee.
So right there, you contradicted yourself because either you knew about this because he had already gone live. He had already done all this. So where's the gray area?
Being in a letter or anything like that. He didn't talk about
No. So the letter, I can explain the letter 100% right now. Right.
But you said you didn't know anything.
Yeah. There was a letter that JLR sent to Uni's mother.
Okay.
Right. And it was basically a tattletale from JLR telling his mother, Jason Smith, which this is a name he's put out there before, like everyone knows.
Thank you for confirming that he has put his own name out there time and time again. So it's not doxing him. Navy just said his legal name, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's continue on. Again, kind of contradicts all of the whole bullshit about, I'm doxed. They've doxed me. They've done this and that. No, you put it out yourself. Again, you were doxed years ago. You confirmed said dox of Rachel. All of these things, like, we're just not there. Like, there should be no of this anymore. Harassment, bullying, stalking, whatever. Yeah, maybe. But that term dox.
I'm not doxing anything about him, right?
He wasn't
right.
Is Jason is saying things about me not liking women, and I don't like him doing this. Stop him from doing this. That was the letter. it was on his live stream. It was on his kick stream tonight, right?
So it was on his live stream and his kick stream. Meanwhile, he didn't have the urge to message Queen.
Nothing to do with you. I have no idea why.
So he did 2 streams on it. He said that Queen was mentioned in letter, and now you're saying it has nothing to do with Queen. We need to see this fucking letter. Period, point blank, end of story. Because as of right now, the letter doesn't exist. No, I'm sorry. Nope. Until I see proof of this letter and it is vetted that it is 100% from JLR. Nope, sorry. Proof or it didn't fucking happen. That's how we work around here.
Why it tagged you, but I can find out. Queen.
Yeah, he said he brought up Queen in the letter. That's what's weird.
No, he didn't. It was
a
little bit, literally about Uni.
No, he didn't say it was about her. He said her name was listed along with other names.
Oh, well, then I can find out about that. Like that was nothing that we talked about tonight.
So. Yeah, that's what he said tonight. I didn't see anything but the live.
So I can find out what was said, but as far as I know, the letter had to do with JLR talking to his mother about Uni.
Right, and he said there were names listed on it. I don't remember but I know he said in Queen Bee was listed.
That may have been what it is, but I wasn't there. So I need to go find out about that. But if that was true, then maybe he's tagging you because he's letting you know that JLR is like sending letters.
That makes no sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, because and that's my biggest thing is like that's creepy.
We just heard the video previously. He specifically says that she was named in said letter.
Be as hell. Like, is he, allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Allegedly. Receipts or it didn't happen. That's how we work.
And is he, if he's sending letters with my information in them to people.
And you should probably send it to Queen first and foremost. That would probably be an assumption with an apology. I mean, that's not me to judge. Who am I? But that would be my first.
Families, I need to know. Right. That's serious fucking information. I need to know.
He didn't say,
yeah.
He didn't say information. He just said your name was part of a list of other names on the letter.
Yeah,
like at the end.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm getting some.
It was Saturday night.
Right now.
He's getting intel
because I got people like tagging me.
Intel. Get the letter and send it to Queen. That's intel that you should be getting.
I can hop down and give up a panel square.
And then, I can
okay.
too.
I'll come back in a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, you're trying to get out of this, aren't you, Voices? Okay.
No, I'll stay.
Bitch, I'm here.
Fucking Jones, and I love Jones.
Honestly, I was just gonna give up a panel square. If you need,
I don't know what dumb fuck's trying to sign me up for kick, but you better fucking quit.
Better stop.
It's a growing platform, Queen. Why don't you?
I know. Look, I just got an email about it. It said like somebody trying to sign up for like 15 fucking times. I'm dead.
So I'm getting like active intel right
now. JLR's mad.
The JLR's mad, right? And he's like, I'm getting DMs right now.
Laura.
Did Queen Bee just cracks me up, and especially when she gets the giggles, it just makes my day.
Honestly, maybe he's getting
as far as I know, everything I've been told, you were not in the letter.
So Navy hasn't seen said letter either. At that point, I wonder if he has by now. Again, if it's a handwritten letter like it was claimed to be, there are handwriting samples of his that it could, in the right hands, get confirmed because he got in trouble for previous stuff. They'll get into that.
So I don't know why he did this, but I will talk to him, right?
He made it a kind of
tagged you.
He said it in the live.
I know, and now I ask him about that because I don't know about it because I wasn't there. So
do you know who signed the letter? How does he know it's from JLR though?
It's not Navy's fault, guys in chat. So.
Oh, I know.
No, it's not Navy's fault.
Why would this be a setup? First of all, nobody was setting him up. They had genuine questions because people's safety is at risk. That isn't setting Navy up. Navy opted to get up on panel after Boston messaged him and start making excuses for Uni. We're not going to do that shit. We ain't going to do that. Navy could have easily said, I don't know enough about it to speak on it. Like, I talked to Uni about it. He could have messaged Uni. I mean, come on. Stop. He wasn't being set up. There was genuine questions. Nobody was setting him up. Boston was the one that reached out to him. Come on.
I like Navy. He's got a good voice.
By the way,
Oh,
Queen,
thank
can
you
you
very
make a
much.
kick account so you can just get more people watching you than Laura just to really piss her off?
I'm
Just
gonna
so
be a
you
hot
can
tub boy
just
soon.
kick them.
It was handwritten, and it was
Oh, I bet you it
from.
was,
It said it
yeah.
was from JLR. So
Handwritten, right there. It was a handwritten letter from JLR. Now, again, Heels can explain more about this situation. I don't know JLR like that, but they do. She actually, I think, even has content still about letters and things that he's been in trouble for. There is content you can find available that talk about him in handwritten letters and how he goes at people and things like that. I haven't heard of this happening recently, except this time from can't remember if they say the last time he sent a letter like this. Heels might.
If you show me the letter, I can tell you whether it is or not. Just the handwriting. See, that's
Oh,
what
really,
he's on
Keels?
probation for, is for writing a handwritten
Yep.
lawsuit. And they
But-
took his DNA off, or his fingerprints off of it.
So I'm over here because I don't want any issues between Queen Bee and Uni, right?
I mean,
I appreciate you coming up, man.
That's not going to happen either, because people, when they question things or when I choose not to, I'm very selective with what I give my energy to, and other people aren't. And so when they try to lump people in and stuff like that, but there's a lot of assumptions that people talk for people because of how it's done too, which we have thought, you guys have known that has been a battle over here for a long time. We've always tried to make sure that people understand we're all speaking for ourselves, but he absolutely took on the capacity of trying to pass, information off without information. Not a fault of his, but he could have handled it way differently. And he went right into excuses. So
I appreciate it too.
in this concept, if Nunya was to do this, like any sitting, that would be speaking for me. And I would have a major issue with it. That's just here nor there. Amethyst, anybody. Because again, even if you don't have the correct information, this is the best time to sit it out.
There's
I
no
know for the
issues
fact that he would
between.
have talked to me about this. If any, what I mean, maybe would have reached out to me if he kind of knew,
If
this
I
was
had
going on.
known this was happening, I saw this, I would have reached out to Queen Bee herself.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
there
think
you go.
Queen's handling it pretty calmly, because if this was for instance, let's say Queen did the other thing and says, "I got a secret letter."
Hold on. Wait a second. Meanie Frog, did Navy participate in Uni's earlier live in the days when this letter was discussed? And did he participate in the kick stream that was done on this said letter? I'm just wondering. Navy said he hadn't been around the whole day. He'd been working on his video on me. Wonderful. But I've got questions now.
Letter from my mom, which is kind of laughable that he wrote to his mom. It's like, okay, you're telling on his mom now about this guy. He's making you that mad. You're telling his mom.
Well, and I don't know what this whole aspect of Queen Bee being involved in all this kind of stuff. Like, I have no clue. Like, I
Okay, so he
literally
wasn't.
was, doing other stuff today. I was like, I'm literally getting ready to drop a video on some other stuff happening in the community that I made.
That would be called me and Heels. But we already watched that, went through it. That's here nor there.
All day with my girlfriend making this video.
Wait a minute. You wasted your time with real life? I can't.
I'm sorry you wasted your whole day on that video. Really am. It wasn't that deep, but I'm glad you feel better about it, honestly. Thank you for addressing your concerns.
It ain't so.
I know, right? I know.
Shut up, Tim.
How we put that letter in a plastic bag with the envelope and everything, just seal it
Lack
up.
of accountability.
Well, my thing is JLR. Apparently, he is that thin-skinned. I've never met somebody that thin-skinned.
Yeah, I don't think he.
I thought so too. That's what I was wondering, Chaos, because I'm pretty sure I saw Navy in the chat and Uni directly talking to Navy in stream that we just watched. But now I'm hearing people in my chat tell me that no, he didn't know what was going on. I'm hearing that he was there, but then he doesn't. So what is it? One way or the other? It's black or white here. We don't need to discuss the gray area. Did he know or did he not know? Obviously, he was in the streams. So obviously he knew. He didn't realize that Queen had not been contacted. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. He might not have realized that nobody reached out to Queen and told her anything, or maybe they didn't care. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, it still doesn't. Navy doesn't matter in this situation. He should have never had to go up there and address that, period. That should have never happened. If there is a letter, it needs to be shown to Queen. It should have been shown to Queen before making it into content.
YouTubes.
He's just intimidating. I don't think that's what they always do. I mean, they do it to everybody.
No, Boston. That is not correct. That is absolutely not correct. His live stream was way earlier in the day. That live stream, when I went to check when they started talking about this, because I didn't even know this had happened, because I wasn't watching him or any of that stuff. I didn't even know this happened. So when I went and checked, no, there was a time gap. There was definitely a window of time that there was opportunity available. And again, you opted to hit that live button and stream on it for multiple hours and didn't have the decency of reaching out to Queen Bee in advance. And again, discrediting the safety concerns of a man who sends a harassing letter that is a dangerous human being. Come on. Like, no.
You know, they write letters, they write emails. He's not going to come to anybody's house.
And the thing was,
Boston reached out to him. Like, quit trying to rewrite history. The chat just gets so funny.
I was like, you talked about this before.
You fucked up quick.
Like, explain this to me, right? So you're this like big badass fucking YouTuber, right? You're this media guy out there exposing things and looking at things, all right? And someone on the internet says some things you don't like, and you tattle to his mama.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what they do.
It is pathetic when you put it that way.
Hey, y'all seen him not going to somebody's house? He went to JT's daddy's shop in Florida.
Yeah.
Well,
so
my thing is this. So
go real life on somebody.
Well, my thing is this: is that so as much as I make fun of him like tattling to Uni's mama about what he's done, it is also a threat.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because now he knows her address, right? It is a fucking threat.
And Uni is claiming that Queen Bee was mentioned by name in said threatening letter, allegedly. Again, I'm going to have to, there's no way. I'm just not buying all this shit.
Laura needs to be back in goddamn prison.
Well, if you save that letter and you can get somebody to pay attention to you, he's still on probation. And that is exactly why he's on probation.
I told Uni about this. He's going to contact his lawyer, and they're going to contact his fucking PO, right? Because this is a veiled fucking threat.
Yeah.
It's not about when BHB was like, well, all he did was ask him for an interview with 4 of his family members that no one knew existed, right? It's not a fucking interview. It is a veiled fucking threat, and this is the continued threat that is happening.
Yeah, he has no reason to write to Uni.
Again, so should amp up the need to contact Queen first and foremost before making said letter, that whether it exists or not is up in the air, before ever going live. If this is so threatening and so harassing and she is mentioned by name, again, how are you missing the point of the safety concerns? How? Well, it's because you guys do it time and time again.
His mother.
It just doesn't add.
So it is
exactly.
Fuck no. I tell you what, that fucking, you know what, JLR, if you're listening right now, Bubba.
I doubt he was listening to Queen Bee.
DM me. I'll give you my address. You come here. I guarantee you'll be the last goddamn place you come.
He's not going. He's probably
just
going to post on his community post or Facebook thing your address.
He might hide in your bushes. That's about it.
Yeah.
Actually, what's really funny is I think JLR has been ignoring all of Uni's like stuff at him. He sent the PayPal and I think maybe letter. I have no idea, but I haven't really seen JLR poke back at Uni except in those ways. Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen him make a video or a post or anything about him recently. Have you guys?
He's not going to actually show up.
Come find it. Come find it because I guarantee you, I'm not afraid of your ass.
PG, yep.
Yeah, Jones, when he went to Jim Terry's, I think he.
So now you have a man who sends a threatening letter of harassment and include Queen Bee in that, who is a mom. You guys don't have the audacity to reach out to her, or the common decency, I guess I should say. You have the audacity of pulling this shit, but you didn't have the common decency of reaching out to her and giving her a heads up. Hey, this man is mentioning you in a handwritten letter he mailed to my mom's house. You're mentioned by name. That's a little uneasy for all of us. Instead, you take her panel and threaten him. Real good. Real smart moves.
He thought Jim Terry owned that business. It was funny because I was watching it with.
Well, it's because it's his dad's, and so it says Jim Terry on it, and he, immediately thought it was his.
Yeah.
But when he goes up there, he starts talking shit.
Queen,
so
I'll find out why you posted that the way he did.
Yeah, would you and then let me know, or have him pop up?
I'll DM you or let you know what's going on. But I didn't know. Like Boston hit me up and was like, "Hey, come on, talk about this," and I have no clue what happened.
I'm gonna need to see these PayPals of these threats and the doxing, and I'm also gonna need to see this letter, because if it, at this point, to me, it's non-existent. But if said letter does exist, again, back to the point, content over safety, bull fucking shit. And if that's how you guys move, that is another reason why I want nothing to do with people like you. And I know that on a personal level, because you've done fuck shit to me with my docs, CPS call, all of that shit. You use that shit for content. Guess why I never sent that shit out? Because I didn't trust anybody. Guess why I stopped talking about it? Because I didn't want it to continue to happen. Other people don't have that same respect for us creators, though.
Navy, somebody's requesting you to go back to Discord.
Who? What? I'm sorry.
Sorry, that was me and Queen talking.
Don't worry. Today, I think there's a free legal vet clinic that he can call up and get information. So he said he was going to talk to his attorney Monday today. So therefore, we should be able to see the letter or have an idea. I'm sure that there will probably be, no, the attorney said not to show it publicly. We're going to deal with it behind the scenes. Contact SPO. I'm sure there's, we're already working on the next line of it. Hopefully he will just be able to show the letter. But he said in his video that we just watched earlier that today would be the day he was going to talk to his attorney, and then he would show the video or the letter on live. Not once did he mention sending it to Queen Bee, though. That's interesting.
At the same time, go ahead, Queen.
Mention
no, it's okay, baby. Go ahead, baby.
I was just saying somebody was requesting him to go back to Discord.
Cancel all tragedy pimps. I'm not speaking for Queen whatsoever. I'm speaking on behalf of a problematic history. I will never speak for Queen. I don't speak for any other creators, but I speak for the whole fact of this is a safety issue. This isn't about just Queen. I was done the same way about doxing and CPS calls and many other things. If we're going to overlook safety concerns within the community, I don't fuck with shit like this. I will never speak on behalf of somebody else. I asked Queen if I could play this because I'm making a point. This should have never been done. And it's been a thing that's happened time and time again, not just in this current state either. It has been historically done, that he has a need for content over other people's safety.
Okay.
Like one of your friends, I think.
And Queen shit back chat, none yet said the video you're looking for, the timestamp is 12/12.
They're saying dude, Navy come back to Discord, LOL. Navy didn't get come up here to get called or anything. No, and nobody did that. He just came to bring some clarity on what's going on. So
yeah, Navy's good.
The trolls in the chat, chill.
Those weren't trolls in the chat. Asking for proof is what we should be doing. It's really funny that some of us creators are held to a higher standard. If things are said on Queen Bee's panel, who gets the heat for the no proof when shit's said on her panel? Same thing over here. If somebody says something and there's no proof to back it up, who does it come back on? Again, these are situations that continue to happen and we're all held to the standards. So why wouldn't he? Why are we giving him a pass?
Yeah, y'all chill out on Navy.
Give me a second.
He's good people.
The YouTube, like I asked the
wait a minute. I gotta make sure he's good people. What's your
exactly? I actually emailed Queen before I played this.
Feelings on chickens, Navy?
Whoa. He
they
likes
taste
them.
real good.
Well, now he's not good people.
What about
again the continued narratives of trying to be twisted and turned and trying to get the questions and the conversation shut down about uni are not going to happen. The narrative of anytime Navy is questioned or uni is questioned that it's we're not doing this shit. If this makes you uncomfortable, check the fuck out. I'm not speaking on behalf of Queen. I'm speaking on the safety concerns that anybody should be noticing and speaking up for. You want to talk about your further victims, that these people are fucking dangerous, then get your goddamn heads on straight because this is wrong. We don't fucking play semantics with what's wrong. What's wrong is wrong and what's right is right. We don't do this double-sided shit and then call these people out. We do better than them. We expect better because we want this shit to end, right? We stand for the victims. We don't want to see them re-victimized. Then why are we fucking making excuses for the shit, people? Come on.
Fresh eggs. What's your opinion on fresh eggs?
Oh man, you can't beat like brown eggs.
There you go. There you go.
Can't beat them. Can't beat them.
Done.
Jones, the other day, my husband said if we had an incubator, he said if we had an incubator and a rooster, he said you would never let me eat an egg again. I said, yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm gonna get me an incubator.
Autumn, did you miss her what she said? Again, she doesn't have to care about it as much. Like, she definitely cared about it, though. She brought it up. That's why it's on her screen. There was also 5 other things popping off. I'm not speaking for her or how she should feel. This is a fucking problem. And if you're going to continue to take other people's shit, real life shit, for content instead of, oh, maybe there's bigger things going on here. Maybe I should check. Maybe I should slow down. This whole need to get things out super fast, be the first one to do it, breaking news. When it comes to safety, that's not cool.
They're not that expensive. I don't think. All right, Navy, may God have mercy. See ya. Whoa, the Holy Spackle. What is going on?
Hey, Anon. Hold on. Let me read your comment. Nonsense. You're ticked and are stating some things that are not correct. SM. What's that mean? You have some grievances and do not like someone's style, attacking each other. Oh my God, you guys are so echo chambered. It's really fucking sad. It is so sad that you cannot see past what is happening. This is really, really sad. Really sad. And some of you are really showing how indoctrinated you are by a bunch of creators that you don't even have the balls to question or hold to a better standard. And you wonder fucking why this shit gets done right under your necks. If you can't handle what's being talked about today, you sure as fuck won't be able to handle the rest of the week. Because there's a lot of lies that have been told, a lot of manipulation, a lot of very disgusting things that people have given him respect for that he should have never. My grievances are because my personal life has been affected by the bullshit fuckery and lies of other people. And I'm done with it. I'm really done with the fucking false narratives and the game playing, though. You ain't going to try and corner everybody and get the narrative to stop being talked about. Oh, nonsense is liar. I'm a fucking liar, huh? I was such a liar that for 10 months he's used my fucking content, right? Such a liar, though, right?
Ain't nobody coming from here.
Co-mod. I'm a mod over there too. Is she? Is co? I'm trying to figure out who this is.
No, I know. Spackle's good people.
Yeah, I feel like
I
she's
vouch for
saying
her. It's fine. Like, you know,
I feel like she's saying you're getting a lot of shit over here. Is what I feel like.
I don't think so. Like, you know, here's the deal. I've been over here a couple of times, and I love the people over. I love the Hive and all this kind of stuff. I'm a member of the Hive.
The Hive loves you, Navy.
Well, thank y'all very much.
I think the chicken question was a little too intimidating. I'm sorry, Navy. That was too much.
Look, no lie though, my mail person didn't drop off my motherfucking package today because the chicken was in the front yard.
Spackle, we're good. Like, you know, Spackle, we're good. We're good.
You were scared of the chicken?
I guess so. I'm pissed, man. I needed that package Wednesday.
A lot of people are missing packages and missing deliveries.
So they better not. That's got my blueberry lemon cake. Go ahead, Navy.
Phoenix says, I'm just pissed at Uni. Why are you pissed at Uni?
Because he keeps using clickbait titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Misinformation, clickbait, thumbnails.
Oh, nonsense is a liar. Poor Uni. Guess I'm not the only one that sees this shit, though, huh?
Jeez, I'm getting fucking hit up all over you on that place.
Well, not really.
And then and then says it's just him mistyping, you know, that kind of stuff.
But I don't really know too much. I mean, like, I don't have an issue with Union. I watch his stuff, you know what I mean? But, you know, that was not, you know what I mean? Like, if my name was mentioned in a letter by a...
Dude, come in with your real account and say it with your whole chest. Leon Kitty, stop pussyfooting around. Nobody gives a shit that you're an L stan. Like, seriously.
Crazy maniac in Florida. I'd like...
Ain't nobody even talking about that bitch, okay? Ain't nobody care.
You know, if what he said about me, like, is he gonna, like, does he know where I live? Is he gonna try to murder me or go to my house or try to send
He's
people?
not going to do any of that.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying. I mean, just like an example, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know who this crazy maniac.
Let's take this another way for a moment because everybody's so like all over the place. So here's the thing with this letter. There was multiple people supposedly mentioned in a handwritten letter that was mailed to his mom's address is the story that is being told. Okay, so JLR, according to Uni, is on probation. That is what he said in his video that we watched previously. So if this man actually did send him a threatening letter and we want to handle situations, why are you making that into content instead of contacting the proper authorities? You speak on do this, do that, do this, do that, but then you yourself use it for content instead of handling it the proper way. If this is actually from him, it would have been a great way of shutting the whole shit down, right? Stopping the behavior. Because again, it would prove it. If it's a handwritten letter, they have handwriting samples, they can prove it to blah, 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 you know. So why wouldn't you take that option if you really are about shutting this behavior down instead of making it into content? I've got questions.
That guy who basically travels the country and just basically stands in front of like crime scenes.
He's the only person in the last 20 years that writes longhand letters.
Kiki is on it. Kiki's been growling like a dog. It's actually hysterical.
So it's pretty obvious it's him.
All right, y'all. I would love to stay over here and talk to y'all because I love Queen, y'all being around here. My girlfriend is requesting an audience. So.
Okay, that's the end of that. Anyways, you get the gist of it. Anyways, there's that. So let's go back again because why are you speaking for Queen? Oh, I'm not. I never would. I don't speak for any other creators. I might use them as examples because it's easy to point other people out, but I don't speak for anybody else and I don't lump anybody else into my content. I'm speaking on behalf of me and the facts and the truth of what's happening. Now, again, I will remind you either proof or receipts of said letter or it didn't fucking happen. And we'll make sure everybody knows that. Okay. So let's go back over here for a moment. So give me a second. We're going back to unis, unfortunately. This is all under fair use again. We are going to go back to, actually, let me show you guys something. Okay, let me share my screen. Hold on. Share this tab instead. As you can see, I am on his page looking at his content. Let me scroll up for a second. So we'll get into more of the clickbait shit in a little bit, but you'll see here that he says Molly's got an RO, Nick Carter sued, blah, 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 blah. Where's this proof of Molly having an RO? I would like to see that too, since you have that in there. And you never corrected it. You also have that they doxed you. I would love to see proof of these PayPals because you've never shown that, but you want us to believe that it's what's happened. Let's continue to go. There was another incident. He had to fix his thumbnail. He got called out on that and he made excuses for that. But let's get back to it. We'll go through that a different day. So give me 1 second. It was right here. Now I'm like, fat bashing, fat bashing, fat bash, fat bash. Crifters abound. Sorry, I'm looking for one specific one. Super docs stream. Okay. I went too far. Did he take it down? Oh, no, right here.
Interact with them.
So you notice the title of this video? It says, yes, that just happened. Molly doxed nonsense while we were live. How, YouTube, is it still up?
The nonsense stream, but we'll talk about that in a minute. To be able to handle what's about to happen. Now, for those of you that don't know, about a month into me reporting on the Letitia fraud raiser, they decided to target me in the exact.
I would also like to see proof that you have 100% confirmed that this is all fraud and how much money that you've claimed numerous times was actually raised, because you've made some very bold statements. And I would love to see proof of that while I'm making a list of proof that I'm going to be asking you for over the next week.
Same way you just saw her target nonsense. They went live. Molly sat there yelling and screaming and bugging out about me. You know, she even tried to imply some kind of doxy scenario against me again in the nonsense stream, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But the one
again, overlapping uni and nonsense, which has been typical
thing that happened. So Molly goes live, and she typically, like when she did it to me, she was live for a couple hours. She'll sit there and talk about me and incite her audience.
Oh, hail to the no, Amy. Please tell me that he is not claiming that he put it in Discord and expected her to see it that way. Please do not tell me that that's the new excuse, because I swear to God, but I wouldn't be shocked at it this point.
Against me.
He's
and
been
she'll start to lie about the person she's talking about. When it came to me, she was telling them that I was lying on her, and I'd never told a single lie about her. At that time, I was figuring the story out. This is before about a month and 3 weeks in.
Did you say who said JLR PayPal'd him? Autumn. I don't know. I've never seen any of this stuff. No, I just want to see, Marlene, I want to see what he is calling fraud, because he calls it a fraud very openly, very like he's got it proven that we've busted this whole thing. We know you guys have followed all of the information all along. We have proven as far as we can go. I'm not a legal authority to make any determination or call it a fraud. I'm not, like, we can all have our opinions, but in the legal scheme, we don't have any idea how much money was actually made. And he's made claims on that. I've been questioned numerous times by that. It was done in my comment section the other day. He's also stated that, you know, we've busted, or he's busted this by this point in time. How is that? Speaking the truth and the facts is not busting a fraud raiser. It's bringing awareness of the fuck shit that's been done, but we are not legal authorities to make those decisions. Those are big terms that YouTubers who are collecting and following a story, I will never take credit for busting a fraud raiser. Does that make sense? Yeah, Marlene, we've taken it as far as like, we've got all the proof of all the, you know, the things that we can show, but beyond that, like, we can't. Those are egregious claims. I'm not backtracking on anything that we've shown. We've shown receipts and proof and everything of that nature. I will never say that it has absolutely been hell. I'm saying his claims that he has made, because those are things that I've never seen proof of. And if you're going to make claims like that boldly, there should be proof to back that up, right? That's what I'm saying. Sorry. Thank you for asking me that, though, so I could set that straight.
I came to the conclusion that it was a fraud raiser. It was after Letitia had siphoned the money out of the account and ran. So at about the
So you've got proof that she siphoned the money out of the account and ran too. Again, show the fucking proof.
3 weeks to the 1 month mark when she did this.
You don't know whose hands all of that money went into, do you? How do you know that Letitia was the only one with access? Or how do you not know that she was the only one with access? And where do you have this knowledge that she siphoned money out of any account? Misappropriation of funds? Yes. But again, these are big claims, and this is hurtful to people like me who have stood on the truth and the fucking facts the entire time.
This little thing against me to incite the mess that she just incited towards nonsense against me. I was in the stage of the story where I hadn't said that it was a fraud raiser. I hadn't said that they were.
That is not true. I haven't deleted one single person. The only thing that I've done is taken Navy's wrench. Other than that, I have not deleted anybody. I have not blocked anybody. Some of the people in the chat have been timed out, or I think one person maybe got blocked. I don't even think that has happened, though. That's not true. Yeah, because that is absolutely incorrect. I don't even know who Uni's followers are or the crossover. That would be absolutely fucking stupid to try and go in and start first and foremost, that's not going to happen. And secondly, I'm not petty like that. You guys are adults. I didn't even tell people to unsub from him. Like, this isn't it. We don't have to play these immature little games. These are actually problems that need to be addressed.
Or they were complicit or anything like that. You know, we were still collecting evidence and discussing things, and she took a really early shot against me. Now, what happened was, while she's live, these people go out and try to figure out who I am, where I live, who social media accounts that are out there might know me or are family members of mine. And they message them and DM them and say a bunch of disgusting, the stuff you see in their chat. If you could imagine what they would say when no one's looking in DMs on a sock account or anything you can imagine, they do it. They say it. They do everything they can to try and get the family to call the YouTuber and say, why is this person threatening me because of your YouTube channel? Why are these people doing this to me because you did something on the internet? And while that didn't happen to me, a couple people they tried to do it to that were my family members called me and laughed about it and were like, you got somebody.
So back here in December, again, this was back in December. He's claiming that people had contacted his family members back then.
Else flipping out, don't you? Because again, Molly, and I tried to warn her about this when it came to me, nothing that she can do will ever rival what happened when I challenged that huge group of political YouTubers and their audience and debunking their theories that they followed. So it was just basically another day in my world. Though nonsense, I don't know how much she's been online or how long she's been online or any of that. And I don't know if she's experienced this before. I went into her comments section when
Yes, mofo, I had been very open. I had been doxxed horribly and actually got threats on Facebook previous to any time on YouTube. I've been around. I've seen the games.
First found out that she had been doxxed today. And I let her know, listen, they're just going to say a bunch of stuff towards you. They're going to try to make you think.
Who did you say this shit to? Who? Oh, me on a stream? Cool.
That they're coming after you. And the best thing to do is just ignore it all. And just have a family member of yours, or if you have a lawyer, collect all of it and get.
Why the fuck would I have a lawyer? I'm a freaking house mom that has a YouTube channel.
Get it all saved into a file and a folder so that you can give it to the authorities and let them know what happened and have them hopefully be.
That's what I was doing.
Able to contact the authorities where these people live and do something about it. But the point, now hold on. I didn't say all of that in her comment section, but I have said it live.
Oh, okay. You actually didn't tell me that. This is just your pep talk after the fact. Okay, cool.
Live. So I did a little bit live.
Thank you for establishing that.
Live and a little bit in the comment section. Either way, the point is Molly does this on purpose. She has decided to demonstrate to us.
Molly didn't dox me. Penelope doxed me. I was doxed previously on a community post, and then Molly went live a day after and regurgitated the information. He is not even being truthful on who actually doxed me. Penelope Lane was the one who doxed me on her community post. And then what happened was somebody came into my comment section as a fake name of Kyle, doxed Kyle, my business, my full legal name. I turned my fucking camera on and said, here I am. Then Molly went live and did 3-4 multiple streams of giving my information out horribly. Okay.
Again, the danger of her.
They're all still up.
Community that she's built. Because,
by the way, there is not one single video that I have done and taken down. Not one single. There might be a few members only videos, but there is 0 deleted streams over here. Not a single one.
Because instead of getting up here.
So you don't have to take my word for anything that's happened. You can go watch it.
Like I said in my last stream, and telling people not to dox, not to attack, not to harass. She's done the opposite for so long that these people literally are programmed into doing it. And I'm just so glad that a lot of the people that have watched me, Nonsense, and others lately, I'm glad you guys didn't fall into that kind of thing, because they get in your head. They really do make.
Marlene, correct. And that's why I was super upset when he was boldly accusing Molly, because I never accused anybody. Never. And even if I did know it's not content for the internet, I would be handling it off the internet. Let's be truthful on that. That's why I never continued. I didn't show proof, didn't show, like, that's my kids. I'm not about to use their fucking safety for fucking content on the internet, period, point blank. My docs it is what it is now, but this is some fuck shit.
You feel like you have to do this kind of stuff to defend them or support them. They make you kind of feel special for being the person who does it because they can't, because they're the YouTuber. So they can't do what you're about to do. But don't worry, because it's not wrong or something. They make excuses. They give you all these reasons, right? So again, it's like I have sympathy not just for the people that are, not just for nonsense, but even people out there that are being lied to. They're being
a whole lot of sympathy for me, but he just gave you this whole spiel of what he told me, and then he fucking corrects himself and says, well, I didn't say all that, but you know, I was thinking it. Great.
Told.
Again, I don't care. Save your bullshit for a different day. You need to take accountability that you're an insensitive fuck that thinks about content over you think about anybody else's safety or their children's safety. While we sit out here and preach that these people are dangerous, you don't take it into account. You use it for fucking content. We're not the same. You can tote yourself as a YouTube creator. I'm a human being that looks out for other human beings. I'm good with that.
Things about myself and nonsense and others that just aren't true to make people feel justified in.
I'll only speak for myself, and I can say that the things that they've said about me, I've corrected that have been important. Fuck, I ran my background check on here and showed you guys all of that. You know, I've had a bankruptcy in the past. Other than that, you guys saw my traffic infraction. Other than that, there's nothing. If you have questions, ask away. But I can speak for me. Yes, there has been some pretty hefty allegations said, but I've shown you guys everything. I have nothing to hide.
Going and doing this to them, okay? It's not like they go and give clips of what we've said to their people and then say, now you should go get them. Because if they did, their people would say, hold on, they're just reacting to what you're doing. They're giving the same reaction anyone would give if a regular person anywhere in the world, I don't care where it is, in the civilized world, if you put in front of them what they're doing, they would react in the same way that we are.
Meanie Frog, I absolutely disagree with you. In this arena, if we're going to use other people's backgrounds and their past as a way to discredit them and talk about them, then you better fully expect yours to be exposed. And I think it's turnabout's fair play. If you are going to continue to use people's backgrounds and past, like we just saw Uni do at the beginning of this, by making a point to point out that JLR is this, this, and this, by using that past record, then you absolutely have to expect that same energy back. Is it okay? No. The malicious part of it, is it dangerous? Absolutely. But there, again, you cannot do the double-ended shit. It is across the board. People use people's past constantly. They've claimed that we used Marvon and Letitia's. That has never been the thing. But that is something that people will always stick to, and it can't be two ways. It just absolutely cannot. I don't think anybody's background is anybody's business either, but that's not the environment we are in. That is not this arena. And that is also a very heavy way of when people are hiding shit in their past that they don't want to come out. That's usually kind of like, look over here, not over here. That is something that we see often out here too.
The only difference is in the lie crime community. These people have built a defense network of other YouTubers that are too scared to make videos calling out Molly and Betty and the top, gangsters of their community when they do this. So now that other YouTubers are watching it happen, now that we, because we cover fraud raisers, have been exposed to this community, and now because we are looking at how they've built a structure to protect the fraud raisers and protect this little thing they've got going on, we have to witness this kind of thing. It is in line with the content that we do. I cover fraud raisers and scams and other content on YouTube that literally is supported by the behavior that Molly is showing us. So she can't say that I'm just covering this for no reason, or that I'm, covering this to obsess over her, or whatever it is that she makes up. I'm covering this because it's another example of what she did during that fraud raiser to people that politely and kindly asked for a refund on their donations. Hope said Molly was just in Nonsense's live and she told her Nonsense lost. Lost? So this is just a big game.
This is another one of their whole thing of you lost, I own you. That is the weirdest, most cringy thing when they say that too. That is so weird. I don't understand it, but that's another thing out here.
Game to Molly, people's businesses, people's homes, people's kids, people's lives is just a game to Molly. That's what a narcissist would say. That is what a hardcore.
The funny thing about that, Booty Shots, is this has nothing to do with Molly. Molly's a flaming piece of shit. Nothing to do with it. This is called the facts. What's wrong is wrong across the board. If Molly had done the same shit, can you imagine the energy she would get? Can you imagine the energy we'd give these other people?
Malignant narcissist would say to somebody after doxing them. Now, Nonsense is a victim of Molly Golightly. There's no argument. There is no argument. Molly did something wrong, violated the privacy and many other disrespectful things to Nonsense, and was very abusive to her and incited very abusive treatment towards Nonsense. Then she goes in and tries to act like she lost the game, right? Because the game to Molly, you know what that means? Is Nonsense live right now?
Obviously. They just told you that. Molly was in my comment section demanding a link and I refused it.
Is Nonsense live? Molly was just in there. Let's pull up Nonsense's live if she's live. She is. I just saw it. Like I said, everything's happening so fast. I just started up.
I think there is a YouTube studio in her trunk, but we're not allowed to talk about the trunk. So we'll go back to the turtleneck.
In all honesty, I have made a few pokes at her looks and a few others like I have. So again, here you are restreaming me live for fucking content after I was doxxed. But a few things, so I didn't come to me, claim 100% innocence there either.
In my opinion, if you do jokes, if they're jokes when you do it, there's nothing wrong with that. Comedy is fine.
I'm petty as fuck. Hey, Unirock, thank you for covering all this and talking about it. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm great. I'm enjoying the look how nice I was because I didn't give a shit that I was doxxed. Yeah, there were some things that I needed to handle because of it. But at the end of the day, it was a celebration. We were celebrating because it felt like freedom. Granted, some people were fucking pissed, but Penelope doxed me, not Molly. I don't know.
Uni, you missed it. Molly came into the live in the comments, and we even confirmed it was her real page. She came here before she went to go do a live. She came here to
look
talk
at us.
Nonsense.
We had no
freaking missed it.
What was going on.
I'd never seen that before.
Mercedes, that's the weird part is because neither one of them. Well, hell yeah, I was on he was on my side. Hell yeah, he was. Doesn't matter. It's still shady shit. Are blocked back there. There's nothing. The dox isn't even really a big one, but this is just an example of, again, not even understanding the whole concept of what you're doing without streaming it for content there.
And for the people who are watching the comments, like, oh my God, they're over there fangirling about Molly being in their comments. No, I just think it's fucking appalling that a person lies that much that they have to come into somebody else's exposure live to defend their lies. Like, that's what it is.
Hold on, Jay. I don't really. Did you just say I use Uni's content? Yes, Uni's others' content and credits them. You too use other people's content. Stitching. I am intense. I'm sorry that is a problem for you. I'm very passionate about things that I feel very strongly about, especially human decency stuff that I will never apologize. I won't apologize for who I am, period. I'm definitely not a liar. I've proven that time and time again. But the one thing that I have to remind you is, yeah, I'll play clip channels to honor them. We've done clip channel things. I have absolutely used one stream where Uni got on panel with Molly and Goose. That's the only content of his I've ever used. Otherwise, I kind of stick to the same people, but 99% of my content I do myself. 99% of it is all laid out by myself. So while you're trying to compare me in that aspect to Uni, you're really wrong. I know my content like the back of the hand because I do it myself. I gather the clips. They might be clips from somebody else. And again, make your money, do your thing, but stop putting people's safety in the way of content. Okay. Thank you, Lynn Love and Light. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all so much.
All the bad bitches work. He like when I brought that.
Okay. Anyways, we're just going to listen to a few more of these, but you saw it right there. Like, oh, he says that he had had this conversation, but then midstream. I think it does. I'm not.
So Molly went in to, Molly is live too now. I might go off the air because I don't like the kind of drama type streams.
It's funny. When we first started this, you weren't going live during the day. It's interesting. We could see that the pattern of behavior changed with that too. I mean, granted, do your thing again, but you move in a very obvious way in each community every time.
Maybe I'll just chill or something. I don't know.
Are you literally throwing a fit because Molly and I were both live and you?
Oh, I'll stay on for a while. It's just, I'm just trying to process what just happened. And why can't Molly just be a normal person? At some point, if she has an issue with what we do, she should come talk to us, but she can't. Because if she does, it's not going to be an honest interaction. I'm not saying she'll be dishonest. It'll just be a front. She still would have had a huge amount of people that donated money that would still have no clue because they weren't logged into YouTube. They weren't paying attention. And I think we all know why they siphoned the money out of the account and stopped people from getting their refunds. Because obviously the people that gave the biggest donations are going to know what's going on.
So right after I get doxxed and everything is happening, there's a shitstorm going on. He's still making very egregious claims directed at Molly, who just literally regurgitated my dox info.
The biggest donations are the ones that are going to be paying attention. They are the ones that wanted to see every step of the lawsuit. They were convinced that they were helping this child and Marvon, and the things that they'd said about Dre were true. Now, I want to address something Molly said. She says she's mad because I said that she called Dre a murderer and that she said that Dre starved the kids. Now, my problem is I played every bit of that live. I'm not lying on Molly when she says that Dre tried to murder Marvon. It was when they were saying that Dre was slipping poison into his stuff.
Okay. Right there. I'm done. You guys that have been paying attention have been paying attention, and you see what just happened there. Anyways, I'm going to go to my CPS one because that's the really bothersome one that pissed me the fuck off. And yes, I went on Uni's stream one time to correct some misinformation that he was spreading about the Mallory situation. Anyways, there's that. Hold on. Ugh. Again, here's this one too. Look at the clickbait of this. Molly and Betty dox nonsense by calling and they're threatening her. A phone was definitely choked somewhere. They did not dox me by calling me. That is not a dox. Period. Every fucking time. I did. I absolutely did, Jennifer. I did. But the fact of it is I had no idea to the extent that he was taking and making the egregious claims. I have no problem with people using my content to keep it factual. He does not do that. And that's my issue with it. Use my content all you want. Don't fuck it up and don't make it into something else. Then he does my ultimatum. Here it is. Is this the one? Oh, no, this is a really interesting one, though.
Going to be that long of a stream as usual, thank goodness, because world, bruh, like losing her. We'll have a little bit of time to find that video. Listen, truce offer, there is a mention of nonsense and her friends and the people that, she hangs with or something. And
nonsense and my mods and my subs.
Basically, if this is meant now, when I think of nonsense right at this moment, like at this time in history for the Rock-A-Lot channel, not necessarily Unirock 2, but the Rock-A-Lot channel, Nonsense and I do very similar content. She was one of the only YouTubers out there that was calling out the Letitia fraud raiser and then started to call out Molly's doxing. And Nonsense covers a lot of stuff that I don't cover. And then I cover things that Nonsense doesn't cover. So it ends up working out really good. And we both have completely different styles, and we both have completely different people that like to watch us.
Yep. All of that. Check, check, check. No problem there.
So, I mean, it just works out But if I look at
but again, you're misleading your audience by saying that there is some relationship or, you know, blah, blah, blah. No, there was
everything
not.
I've ever seen Nonsense do. And every time she's live, I at least jump in for a little bit. If I didn't stream myself, if I didn't do my own thing, I'd probably be in there a lot more than I am.
AKA if you wouldn't have moved your stream time at the same time as mine. Yeah, totally cool. Again, do your thing. Get your coin. Stop trying to mirror everybody else.
But I always check on what she's doing. The people that chill in my Discord, Navy and some of my mods, they watch, you know, everything they can of Nonsenses. I've never heard of Nonsense doing a single thing that is not just giving an opinion on what's going on. I have never once heard of Nonsense doxing, threatening someone, going at someone. Now, a day or two ago, across my desk comes a claim from someone named Penelope. And they're saying that Nonsense threatened them and that they're going to go to the police. So, of course, I had to read.
So he didn't get this come across his desk. I think I sent this probably to Navy or something, or I had posted it and talked about it myself. Like, this had been going on. I've been out front with everything. We just went over this fucking 10-page email the other day. You guys know what was happening. My kids were actually threatened in this email.
This threat. I even thought about doing a segment on it, right? So I go and read what Nonsense said. Nonsense did not say anything threatening or wrong. I read the whole thing.
No shit, Sherlock.
And it was basically just, oh yeah, well, I know what you're up to now, and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to bring it up and stuff, and we're going to hash this out, and we're going to go at this. And none of it was any way should have been, especially when you have a YouTuber like Nonsense that's never done anything like that. Then you've got...
You don't know what I have done. You have no idea anything about me. And that was your biggest fucking mistake, is underestimating me and thinking that I was naive to the bullshit. That was your biggest mistake, but you can understand this in a few. Anyways, can you guys still hear me? I switched my audio because I'm going to walk outside. I'm going to speed this up though, because this shit pisses me off. This is, again, not the CPS one, but we're getting there.
Nonsense. You know, the way Nonsense talks, she's never threatening. She is literally calling people out for it. She's telling people not to do it, not to get obsessive. I've heard all these things over and over and over from Nonsense. So for someone like Penelope to take what Nonsense said and flip out and act like Nonsense is threatening her, the first thing I think is that they are a troll. They're a troll. They're lying and they're bullshitting. And they are trying to frame Nonsense as doing something wrong so that they can threaten Nonsense, so that they can get what they want or something like that. Now, I let that go because I remember back during the Letitia fraud raiser, a person named Penelope. And they were floating around for a little bit. And then I heard this and I heard that, and that was it. Not going to go into it, of course. But anyway, the point is, this person seems to be extremely plugged in to what's going on, to the point also, for some reason, they sit and complain about Nonsense and use all of Molly's talking points when they do it. If you ever hear Penelope do videos or what she's saying in her videos, right? Her basic point, from what I've heard, and again, I haven't really watched it. I just heard, you know, people tell me what's there. But what I've heard is that she's just complaining. She's mad at the fact that Nonsense is doing the content that Nonsense is doing. Never plays a clip from Nonsense that I know of. Again, haven't watched her stuff. I've been told this. Doesn't play Nonsense's clips. Doesn't respond in a logical way. Doesn't give Nonsense the credence of, you know, following Nonsense's arguments or the point Nonsense is making. Instead, it's almost like they're just trolling. So when
No, that's far from what this has been. And this is, again, proof and shows exactly that you don't do your research before you talk on a subject. Penelope had been threatening me and my children for a long time. There's a lot of reason for all this kicking off. And it's not just this little framing situation. It's interesting that you just use that word, though. That's definitely a word that I'm sick of hearing.
I see these claims, they're trying to turn Nonsense, literally just putting a community post out to her audience and turn it into a threat when it's clearly not. And then I know that that person has done this kind of weak ass commentary that's just there to try to push some weird narrative or whatever. I don't believe that this person just emailed Nonsense a truce offer or what the hell ever. And then on top of that, this thing is like 20 pages long.
No, this is the person that fucking doxed me. And if you knew your information and factual, you would have stopped yourself from blaming Molly and understood that Penelope was the one that actually doxed me. So again, showing that you don't even do your research before you speak on subjects. This very person said that I was going to be homeless, curled up in the fetal position by the time she got done with me. A little bit more serious than this.
It's like literally 20 pages long. Now, I'm not a mean person. But the other thing I'm not is I'm not stupid.
Thank you, Brianna. Thanks. I just lit it up. Hey, Sarah. Okay, let me play that again. Hold on. Thank you so much. All right. We're not going to listen to a whole lot of this one either, but those of you that have been around understand the inflated information already is not.
I know what trolls like to do. I know they like to inject themselves into what's going on. I know that they want to just stand up and scream and wave their hands and say whatever they think they can say to get some attention or to get some recognition or to like maybe distract people for a little bit. And I know those people exist and we try to ignore them. So the whole goal right now is for me to figure out, is this person a troll? Is this person these are bad sound effects. Is this person, are they a troll? Are they a viewer that's just like freaked out because they're lied to or something? Or is this person working for Molly? Is this person actually doing this because they're being told to or they're being manipulated?
Maybe you should have asked me. Maybe you should have contacted me and found out, because I could have told you all the fucking things that had happened up until that point. Not just told you, but shown you with proof. I mean, I had 5 hours of it the other day, one after another, because I actually checked and tracked the threats and the bullshit that was happening in my real life, because I take it seriously and I didn't make it into content until it even made sense. Yeah, we talked about it because it's part of the history.
Manipulated into doing it. That's what we're going to figure out by looking at what we have here, which is a truce offer that was emailed to Nonsense, and it's very strange. I'm going to give you the first little bit of it. Then I want to talk to my chat before we read through it, because again, it's kind of long, and I want you to tell me if you have a recording or if you know of a recording that shows Molly's completely massive freak out from last night that she's taken down, or if it's up, tell me what the name of it is, okay?
So that was another video that was directed at me. Molly had gone on a tangent and done multiple videos and said all sorts of stuff. Between the 17th and the 20th of December was real interesting around these parts.
Yes, heels in the air and good to see you. It says a paid troll. I would almost even think that myself. Exactly, because it just doesn't make sense. Let me give you the first paragraph. Make sure you tell me and my mods if you know where we can get this video of Molly freaking out. It's like really bad, okay? I have it right now. Can you get it to Navy, or can you get it to us somehow? I don't, or one of my moderators, I don't know. Is Navy in there? Yeah. Link up with Navy and he'll get it into me, okay? And Navy, I need it in the bottom of the Molly room, all right?
Okay. Anyways, I'm going to be quiet.
Oh, Navy, are you in here?
Yeah, what's going on, Bo?
Hey, man. Yeah, see if you can keep an eye out for me, because I really want to get this video. I've been hearing about it, and Nick says he has it, so we're going to see if we can get a hold of it, you know? How's vacation going, buddy?
It's going pretty good, man. Just hanging out with the family, doing stuff. You know, tomorrow I'm going to go hang out with my sister and her husband and the kids and all that kind of fun stuff. But however, I do think that I get up earlier on vacation than I ever do at home. It's crazy.
You know, I just did that too. I just saw my sister, so it's pretty awesome. Now, okay, let's get into this real quick. And if you got to go or anything, man, it's all good. Or if you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. Whatever you got going on, man. You know, I know how it is. Okay. It says, please read truce offer. Obviously, this is an email. Dear Nonsense, how can I get a hold of you? Okay, Navy will drop an email and he'll, you know, or a Twitter, whatever works for you, Nick, so that you can submit this over to us, okay? Excuse me, man, hold up. I just ate, so I've got hiccups or something. Okay, Dear Nonsense, I'm writing this email to you directly because I've heard you tell a little bit more info about your life yesterday, and it made me stop and think, and it's in bold. This person bolds the next text. I'd like to see if we can come to an agreement for a truce and both.
First of all, so I'm going to be open with you guys because most of you know, but there's a lot of new people in here. For those of you that don't know, because it's been released all over the internet, I am actually the legal guardian of my nieces. I have been for 8 years. So this is about, after I was doxxed, Penelope reached out because I put it all out front. I showed everything out front. She sends me this email. She had been in comment section making posts threatening my nieces who have been through hell and back. And then she sends me some of this shit. Never again did she come back, though. Let me tell you that.
Both agree to stop discussing each other. And then she says, sorry, this is so long. Now, My first response is, if you're being honest here, this is a good thing. But I have some problems.
And you entertaining this without correcting any of the misinformation that you threw in this in the beginning really just pisses me the fuck off. So we're just going to move right on to the next one because this is the one that really pisses me off. So he did that one after I was doxxed. He did a ton of streams on me being doxxed, which again, I didn't care. You know, whatever. It is what it is. It's content, right? But my safety, meanwhile, I was actually trying to protect my family, making sure things were not going to get taken too far. That's what I was doing. However, that's just not how other people move, which again, whatever. All right, let's go through this. We will handle whatever we need to handle from here. I'm assuming they were. You can never take away the power. Sorry about the music. Hold on. For context. And just so we know, just so we're clear up front in the get-go, I have still never publicly shared my CPS anything with anybody, including the Tessas. And the reason for that is because I don't play with my children's safety or any of that. Actually, I might have with one of them. But beyond that, that's not content for this shit. I don't play with shit like this. I stopped talking about it because I learned what a fucking problem it would be right off the bat. So he's replaying the video that I did, acknowledging that this had just happened. Contacted a few days ago. There was some stuff that was happening. And so it was going to a little bit touch and go. Anyways, hold on.
We got to grow up, all that, craziness. But there are people on this platform who have pretty tame lives. People that went to college, people that went to the military, people that went to school, people that went to work, maybe have a couple little hiccups along the way, or they've messed up and had to overcome. But in reality, there are other.
And it was so crazy because I had just applied for monetization too and told you guys that my memberships were about to be approved. I was having a great fucking day. Great day.
YouTubers that have bad pasts.
Great day.
Now, I know a lot of them
that
talk about those pasts. They're just straight up with it. In fact, I always talk about an old friend of ours who made a lot of mistakes. He did a lot of things wrong, not only in his past, but once he was in the current time with a lot of pressure. And, sometimes they would try to bring the past up against him, even though they didn't in the beginning. And he was very open with his past. He made it part of his content. And I always said that I respected that kind of thing. I've always said that regardless of what has happened in your past, if you're attempting to fix it or learn from it, or you shouldn't be ashamed regardless, unless it's something really, really, really bad. Now that's if you didn't hurt a lot of people, but most people haven't hurt a lot of people. They just have normal life experience, and you shouldn't be ashamed because those experiences are what make you who you are now. They are what
I have no idea what this tangent's about, period, at all.
Taught you what is right and wrong with treating other people.
I take care of other people's kids and my own. I don't know where this soapbox is coming from.
So that you can become better or become who you are. If you took out the hardships in your past, you might just be a douchebag or something. But then, though,
our hardships make us who we are.
There are these.
We learn from our mistakes. Nobody is fucking perfect. I don't even.
YouTubers that have really bad pasts and presents where they harm people, they hurt people, they take advantage of people, they steal from people.
Well.
And then they still do it on the platform. And so then when you notice that we have kind of an expectation when you're on this platform, if your content or if you are going to target other people, if you're going to mix yourself into big scenarios that involve large groups of people, and that's why you get criticized if you go in and act a fool. And some of these people, to protect their grift or their scam or what they do wrong from being criticized, from being exposed, because they know that if criticism starts against them and they're actively in the wrong, then it will affect their grift. It will affect their scam. And that's why they try to go in and hope to God that the people who criticize them have some hidden past or some scary thing or something they just don't want out there. And they try to take those things and dig and dig and dig and dig and hope they find something that they can throw out and scare that person away.
Didn't work.
And again, what happens when you've got that kind of doxer, that kind of harasser, that kind of person who's creepy and they're willing to just do any disgusting thing they can to keep that bag coming in from that scam? What happens when they bump into a good person?
There's been a lot of shit that I haven't talked about publicly because I realized how insane that shit got. So anything that's really happened with my real life, I don't make it into content because it's not cool to me. And it's actually what they look for. They want to see somebody shaken up. They want to see somebody's pain. They want you to acknowledge all that stuff. They get off on that. That's why I don't do it.
Who's giving criticism? Someone who doesn't meet the criteria for all that garbage. And what happens if they just fall flat in trying to get that person to shut up by the intimidation? They do things like you're about to hear about now.
I agree
which
with
is
them on
they
that.
go in and try to target that
They absolutely do that.
YouTuber. Doesn't work. What do they have? What kind of power do they have? Eventually, people like that, if they're desperate enough, if their scam is fragile enough, and if they are scamming money, if they are ripping you off, if they will lose money because of your criticism, once they realize they can't target you, they'll go after your family. And they tried to go after nonsense. We saw it. We've documented it. We have historialized it. We have updated you on every piece of the puzzle as it goes in relation to the targeted harassment campaign, not just from Molly Golightly or Bullhorn Betty, domestic violence Betty, if you will, or any of these other people. Yes, I did steal that. I let them know I was stealing it from them. But you've got, it's not just Bullhorn Betty and it's not just Molly and their very, very close internal group. It's
Betty had nothing to do with this. Betty had been on my channel, like talked about briefly. That's it. Betty had nothing to do with this.
This group of people that want to impress them. And they just came from a failed community, a community that tried to use a targeted harassment campaign against another problematic YouTuber named Katie Joy. Now, all of you know about this. I don't have to detail it. Some of those caters realized that if
mixing the caters into shit with me, which again, that's been a huge problem for me.
After talking to Molly, after begging her to come on their show, they needed to play ball with Molly's rules and help her fight her enemies in order for them to get Molly on their small little streams. Hey, Molly's time is worth something, and if you don't have money to pay her because your content hit a flat line after your targeted harassment campaigns and scams were exposed, what are you going to do? How are you going to pay Molly to come on? Well, you can pay her in helping her dox, helping her harass, becoming one of her little enforcers. And that's exactly what's led up to this happening to nonsense. After they tried to get her husband fired, I'm here to document that they've now tried to get her kids CPS swatted.
So first and foremost, too, that is not accurate. They called the state board licensing Kyle as a contractor. They tried to affect it, but to say that they tried to get him fired, Kyle doesn't even have a boss. He is his own boss, so that is not correct. But
before any of you flip out about me using the term swatted, when you swat a person, you try to get the popo to go mess with them. You can get in a lot of trouble for that. You can go to prison for that. There is a dude in prison for 20 years right now for swatting somebody.
So while Uni was making content on all this stuff, I was making sure I had safety plans. For those of you that are on YouTube as creators, that is, and you have children or you are worried about something like that, if you're calling out bad behavior, you can absolutely go to your local police department and ask them, especially if you have kids in the home, to develop a safety plan, and they will put notes in the system and they will do stuff. All of those things. There are options available. Contact your local PD, but it can be done.
But there's a relatively new form of swatting where you go to CPS and instead of the police, and you don't send the cops after the YouTuber.
This is not swatting.
You're mad at. You send the kid cops, the kid SWAT team, after their children. If you call CPS and you file a relatively tame report and CPS reaches out to that YouTuber, you have called CPS on them, sure. But why do I say that they CPS swatted nonsense? Because they called CPS and they must have said something and lied about all these things to get them to rush out there because obviously they felt that those kids were in some kind of trouble or some kind of problem.
Again, he doesn't even know how this went down, what was actually said or anything. So he's just throwing shit at the wall and now saying I'm fucking swatted.
That's right. I'm here to tell you, and I got Navy with me, that Molly Golightly and that little group that I've been showing you, and I'm going to break it all down before nonsense goes live here in a little bit. They are trying.
He's going to tell you all about what happened to me without talking to me.
To harass her kids because they are mad.
No, they were targeting me by using the very thing that is probably most precious to me in this entire world, my children. But I don't fuck around. I can make sure my shit is tight before I call out anybody.
About her opinion on the internet. If you thought anything we've brought you in the last X amount of months has been a cringe fest, this is the ultimate cringe.
Yeah, you're right.
This is the ultimate cringe. Absolutely. The ultimate desperation. It is the worst possible thing that these people can do. You can't get at her.
This is when the waters really started to part. Just so everybody is aware, this is when I started paying attention to what was being said and what was being inflated and all that stuff. Before, I would pop in for 5 minutes and leave and pop back in. You guys know how I move. If I'm there, I talk. If I'm not, I don't talk. Like, in his streams, I didn't lurk. I didn't nothing because it was mirrored my content, a lot of it. And I can't stand listening to myself, let alone listening to somebody else say the same thing. Nope. And so this is when things really started to become noticeable to me that there was problems here.
You can't mess with her mom and her sister. You can't mess with her hubby because those people are laughing at how goofy and just sick you are. So you go to the one place you know that if you mess with the kids, that because they're kids, they're going to step in and at least look and see what's going on. I hope that CPS, I hope that the authorities will do everything in their power to find out who filed these reports. I hope they'll lock them up. Number one. If you think it's extreme for me to say they should be locked up, CPS and these other agencies literally are the ones providing assistance to children who are being abused sexually, physically, mentally. They are saving them from situations that they're in that ruin their lives. And when you waste the time of this organization, yes, you are taking resources.
Weaponizing resources is a fucked up thing, but it happens a lot out here. And you are just sensationalizing the fuck out of what actually happened. Sorry, y'all, it's windy out here. I'm still outside. It's really nice, though.
Way from children who need help. That's factual. Not only are you costing it money, they aren't helping kids that need help now because they're busy going on a fake call. I don't care who you are. You love your kids and you love them so much that even if it's just an annoyance that they've done the nonsense, even if it's not going to change things in their family and in their life, she's still going to worry about it because she loves those kids. You're dealing with the most vile people out there. There's vile people on this platform and on the internet. And you've just watched us YouTubers that have been leading this whole charge to criticize these people bump into the worst YouTubers out there.
Us.
Molly wants to take the crown. She and her followers, they think that nobody knows who they are. They want to take the crown as the most scummy. Okay, you can have your reward after today. You are the most scummy. You are the grossest because you're just as bad as other people that target and harass children, adults that are harassing children on YouTube. It's almost hard for me to say it because it's so cringy. They're that mad. That is how mad they are because of words that have come out of another person's mouth. They could have just ignored the words. Well, they really couldn't because the criticism from Nonsense and our communities and myself and all the other people out there, I can name them all, Heels in the Air, everybody. That criticism is costing them money. If any of you thought they didn't care, you're wrong as of today. You just learned you were wrong as of today. If any of you thought they weren't bothered, they are the most bothered. They're salty. They got salt literally falling off of them everywhere they go. This is some salty, salty shit, y'all. You ready to take a look at this, Navy?
Sarah.
Oh, yeah, but let's do this.
Lordy almighty. They're trying to set some records is what's going on.
So it was kind of expected, but still a little whatever. So just so you guys know, that is what is happening today. Wednesday just likes to get weird. I went to my subs. Again, I was super green. I still am, I guess, in the world of YouTube. And I have always said I would do everything out front. So I got the call. I was headed out the door. And this is what I decided to do. Biggest mistake I made. Still to this day, I wish I would have never announced this because I think they would have announced it themselves and taken credit for it. They like to brag. Weirder and weirder. So we will handle it appropriately. If you guys are just hopping in.
Sue Molly, do you need money? Is that what you need, Nonsense? You need money? Because I never run fundraisers. If you want a fund...
Listen to this. Listen to this.
...raiser, I will get you thousands and thousands of dollars. I will go to my main channel. I'll go to this channel. I'll go to my Twitter.
What the fuck would I need money for a CPS call? First and foremost, I had nothing to worry about.
I will go to every creator that I can, and we will get you at least 20 G's so that you can sue the living shit out of Molly. Get yourself, go on a vacation. Take those kids to Disney World after you own her in court. And if you need money.
Okay, so in the midst of us calling out people that are misappropriating funds, because I get a CPS call, he wants to do a fundraiser and get me money to take the kids to Disney and all this other shit. Now tell me how this makes sense.
To do it.
And how this doesn't look bad on me.
Pay for it. You just need to, all you got to do is say the words. And I'm not joking. Last time we did a fundraiser, we were trying to get 5 G's for a friend for a lawsuit. Got it instantly. She needs the money. We'll get it for her.
And it's a quick line. CPS was contacted. So just so you guys know.
And don't say that Molly won't be owned in court. We've got a video of Molly literally saying that she's going to go after Nonsense's family. Then we've got mountains of proof that she did go after her family, after her husband. And when she didn't get results from it, now this is happening. You're going to try to say that it's someone else. Is that what you're going to try to say? You know who did this. Literally, this is a slam dunk case, man. God, I wish you would.
You know who did this. This is literally a slam dunk case. Uni, show us the proof of who did this. I'll wait.
I wish Nonsense would sue Katie. Katie. Molly.
Yes, of course.
Melissa says she'll donate. Nonsense, you need to go talk. Just talk to a lawyer. Call him on the phone. Just call him on the phone. Let them know what happened. Give them the video clips of Molly and ask them if they want to take.
You haven't done your research very well or listened to me because if I needed an attorney, I would just call one of my family members. I don't need all this bullshit. And trust me, I would have been consulting and have been consulting people that have legal expertise in all of this shit all along. I don't keep that shit on the internet. It's not content. I handle business the way it needs to be handled.
I bet you.
And again, I don't contact them over internet shit, but if I was really worried about it, that would have been the first fucking place I would have called. It was my trusted family who are attorneys Do your fucking research. I don't lie or inflate shit over here.
Get pro bono on this. I bet somebody will help you just for the sake of it.
Expected it. It came. Oh, I glitched at the beginning. I look like crap. I'm getting ready to walk out the door, but
you don't look like crap. You are doing great. Glad we backed you. I'm glad we're back in this community, and I hope this community grows. I hope it gets bigger. I hope people start supporting it more. And I really do hope you guys consider tagging Team YouTube with us on our Twitter, because that can help us at least get her channel taken down. And I don't never talk like this about another creator until they start doxing. And even after Molly doxed, we tried to tell her to stop. And now look at this. This is the effect of doxing. I'm going to get boring in a minute. I'm going to break it all down, but I'm going to let nonsense talk for a second.
I just wanted to give you guys an update. I told you guys I would do it all up front, and here we are. So it is what it is. We expected it.
Thousands of people support you. Thousands upon thousands of people support you. Everybody in my community supports you. I don't know if it matters, but they do.
Patch, I love you.
And it's bigger than it's bigger than this channel. Bigger than this channel. I hope she decides to do something, because I'll take it to my main channel in a heartbeat.
I don't know what else to say about it. I'm trying to laugh because what else are you going to do?
You need to laugh. All of us need to laugh, because this is just literally the cringiest thing ever. Can you imagine sitting in your home?
By the way, you guys have seen me cry on stream because I'm just an emotional basket case at times, but I bawled for days over this shit behind the scenes.
You've got this, Molly's got this nice house. She's got this hubby. She's got everything she wants. She's got this money. She's going around yelling at everybody, doing all of her stuff. And she hates her life so much that she literally has her minions go after her kids. Not her and the hubby. That didn't work. She did do that, but it didn't work. And she literally said, you know what? The hubby thing didn't work. We didn't get him fired. Let's go after those kids. He
didn't have a boss.
So mad. They're so mad at nonsense. Nonsense has them so triggered. They would go after children. How are they victim advocates? Now, here's the fucking crazy part, y'all. When you go after adults, yeah, we can sit here and we can talk about how any YouTuber or any person out there supporting Molly is supporting this garbage. We can talk about that when she's doxing people. It doesn't have that yanking effect on people, because we're talking about adults. Some people will think, you know what, those adults chose to get up there and criticize Molly. They knew she was a doxer. And if YouTube won't do anything, whatever. But the problem is you can't say that now. Can't say it now. Things have changed drastically. And now this, I think, will get people. This will get people to wake up. You support her. If you're a YouTuber and you've had her on your channel, if you've been talking about her, if you've been supporting her, and you don't call this out and yank your support right now on, are you really going to say that you're not supporting them going after these kids?
Why would they pull their support from Molly? Where's the proof that Molly called CPS on me, Uni? We all have a lot of assumptions, but where's the fucking proof? Because you don't even understand what this fucking caused.
I mean, seriously. Everybody sits there and they say that the reason they do all of this is for the kids. I don't, but they do. All of them do. Not nonsense, but you know what I'm saying. Why they, got to do their thing to help kids, to help people. Oh my God, victim advocate, right? But you're going to ally yourself with the victimizer, because you can't do it. You can't go after kids and then say you're not these things. You can't do it.
Like, you know how many resources this wastes? Shit like this wastes. Oh, yes. Look at that. I don't have godly hair today. You know how many resources it
I hope to get my beard that long soon.
Wastes doing stuff like this to kids. Like, you know how many it does. Like, that's the part.
It legit stops them from helping kids.
Shut the fuck up and let me explain, you jackass.
While they're getting the reports filled out, getting a hold of the higher ups, sitting down, looking at the case. We're talking hours upon hours upon hours of multiple people that would be helping kids in trouble. Factually, literally, no exaggeration, no virtue signal, have their time ripped away from them so they can go and look at a nothing burger because they targeted these kids. Go ahead, Navy.
Well, I mean, it's bad enough that these bridge trolls like to go out and waste cops' time with the crap that they like, the stuff that they like to pull, right? That they're knowingly taking away resources from what everyone knows to be one of the branches of government that is solely undermanned and underappreciated.
Definitely. So true. So true.
That bothers me is this is an adult, like we are dealing with internet stuff. Yes, a lot of them like to go real life and do.
You know what's sick, man? They did this to nonsense knowing that nonsense is supporting, not just, does she have her own kids, Navy? I'm not trying to be nosy, but does she have her own?
Yes, there's if I remember correctly, there's 3 kids total. One is
obviously, you dumb fuck. You just did content on my docs and used my kids and all of that situation. And you still don't even know my family dynamics. You say you listen to everything I say. My oldest daughter has a YouTube channel. She does her makeup. She's got more talent than all of us put together, probably. Anyways, this is just so ridiculous. Again, I don't care, like, whatever, but God.
Hers from a previous relationship, and then the other 2 are the nieces. And so this guy that they try to have fired, her husband, is a man who's supporting his wife and 3 kids that aren't biologically.
We're not married.
He is, but he loves them just the same. And they try to get this man fired.
He's their father.
He does not have a boss.
No, and nonsense is Becky is taking care of kids, not just her own, but others. And it's because of extenuating circumstances. That's literally it.
You have no idea.
No, that's the thing. It's like they're not just, they knew this before they did it though. Okay, they doxed her. They knew this before they went and filed the false CPS shit. So they're basically like sitting there like, huh, she is doing what we pretend to do. Let's try to take it away from her. Let's try to ruin the kids' lives. If we ruin the kids' lives, it'll ruin hers too. Ooh, let's do it, says Molly and her simps. Are you guys that salty? Well, you are. You are that salty. Like, do they not think this is going to backfire on them? What do they think they're going to do? Say that they didn't do it? Molly literally went live and told everybody she was going to do it.
How do you think that this shit wasn't going to backfire when you were accusing people without proof once again?
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
It's
Yeah, right, all right.
Oh, yeah. I didn't do it even though I went live and told everybody I was going to do it.
All right, y'all. I got to come back. This shit's going to send me over the edge. I'm going to take a break, regroup my thoughts, because this motherfucker is going to get cussed up and down from one side to the other. Laughing about it. What the fork? Did you miss all the inflation there? What's so fucking funny about this?
Molly, yeah, did it.
Does he play my
now listen to this.
Does he get to play me actually what I actually say?
So, some of these people that have been helping Molly go after nonsense legit think they're just going to say, I didn't help, and people are going to believe them. So if you're a YouTuber and you've been defending Molly, if you've been going at nonsense for Molly, if you've gone after nonsense randomly right after, you and your community start allying with Molly, I hope you're gonna, for your own sake, stand up against this. Because if you don't, you're wrapped up right in this. I'm sorry. This is too extreme. It's like, what would people say if Brian Koberger was a YouTuber and a big community supported him, and then he did this, and then they kept, their mouths shut, or they just went along and did other things, or they defended him? No one would call it extreme.
Or they fabricate and add a whole lot of misinformation to really serious situations.
All to say that they are supporting what Brian did. So
this is real supportive though, right?
This situation is them, that concept, not as extreme, but that concept is at play here. I really do. This is beyond YouTube. So
here,
hand over to my husband. It just occurred to me. Yeah, it just occurred to you that you wanted to go after the kids. It just occurred to you can't get through to nonsense. You can't get through to the hubby. So you got to go after the most vulnerable. You got to victimize. You got to victimize the most vulnerable. You're a real piece of work over there. Molly, the caters, and the other Molly simps that helped her. You guys are a real piece of work.
Crazy things of that nature. But the problem is, this is waste.
I agree, Melissa. Walter doesn't get a pass. I'm just not going to
notice how he throws the caters in there.
I'm not going to put the CPS thing on Walter unless I have more info.
I'm not going to put the CPS thing on Walter unless I have more info.
Because I do know that the caters do this all the time to people with CPS. So the people that did this are the caters, along with those other people that helped Molly. Yes, you can still say that group that split away is responsible because they still helped. They were still there.
If he ever plays this, I'll get through this and then I'm taking a break.
They were still kind of like, they have these little power struggles between them, but they're still doing the same thing. They're doing it together. They all know. Like, you look at what we know. We know what we know. You did, but I'm saying you did. And you told me.
Hold on.
Nonsense and others, because what they're doing is confirming to us that all of you that have rushed to our channels, because dude, you guys flooded my channel. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm glad you did, but I'm saying you did. And you told me everything they've been doing for years. And of course, there were other people that are like simping for Molly who would say, they're lying to you, Unirock. Molly's a good person. She wouldn't do that. Well, we know what Molly does because of this. Molly, when we have to fact check Molly, does she dox like this? Does she go after kids? Does she go after?
All right, y'all. I'm taking your guys' advice. Amethyst, thank you. I'm done. Hold on. This is the shit that I've held. For me, I don't expect anything out of you guys. But I hope you guys are starting to see a pattern of behavior and a pattern of reckless behavior that is absolutely affecting the lives of other people. What came from this has been absolute fucking nightmares. There is one person besides Kyle outside of my home that knows most of it. It has been absolute fucking hell. Molly did how many streams after this? Because she said I blamed her. She was accused. Sure as fuck never came from me. You don't have to lie and inflate shit. especially when it's something not even about you, but you want so much fucking attention that you will risk anybody else's safety. We'll come back to this and I'll absolutely redo this, but I've got to take a break because this shit is serious to me. Other people's safety is always going to be serious to me. We fucking don't do this shit to other people. And he does it to women and children like it's fucking cakewalk. And then they excuse the behavior and make excuses for him. Well, for me, it's fuck you the long way forever. Don't ever think that this will ever blow over because I've held this in and kept my cool for so many months to protect everybody else's peace. And now it's time I protect my own. You can go get fucked. And we'll continue to show the pattern of behavior. But right now, I'm going to go to protect my peace and spend some time with the very thing that I love the most. And that would be my children. So I'm probably going to go get more sunburnt and you guys can actually bitch at me for not putting sunscreen on because I turned red so fast. But anyways. Oh yeah, Rebel. It's been boiling for a long time. It's been boiling for a while. The doc stuff. And you know, if it wasn't for my subs and people that actually cared about me, I would have never even known. I would have had no clue that this was going on to this extent because I wasn't paying attention. There was just too many attacks going on and I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Oh, you all. I love y'all. Ugh. I gotcha. Miss Lee, I'll text you back. Anyways, I'm going to go take a break. I hope you guys all take a break. Protect your peace. Do something for yourself this week. It's beautiful weather here, at least. So I'm going to enjoy some sunshine. I need to touch some grass, maybe play in the dirt a little bit. I hope you all do the same. Again, I'm not encouraging any of you to attack him, harass him. If you do anything for me, please don't act like them. Please don't behave like them. We don't have to move like that. We are about the truth and the facts. If you stand with me, you stand on that. You stand that re-victimizing people and doing shit like this is not how we move. We can have a difference of opinion and respect each other as adults, but this is for me. I'm speaking on behalf of me, nobody else. I'm showing a pattern of behavior that has directly impacted my life and is now impacting other people's lives in our community too. It's fucking sick. And if we can't call this out in our own areas, then who the fuck are we to even be calling any of this shit out? Have a great day, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe me and Kyle want to do a members only fun one. Maybe we'll do that. Okay. I'll see you guys soon. I like y'all a lot. Bye, y'all.